and decided to just make a little statement.
Wonderful relationship, those two. And she said when you come to Austin, they tell you you're going to be...
So,
What?
I'll play this for you one more time, all right? So, our boy Kevin Brown. He's doing the play-by-play. Arizona State, Texas. Big softball game. But it's not just a microphone in front of him. For whatever reason, and this has been the thing now, everyone says, why does ESPN have so many hot mics not next to the booth? It might be to pick up the crowd noise, etc.
correct.
But again, he's just doing his broadcast.
Wonderful relationship, those two. And she said when you come to Austin, they tell you you're going to be... You're going to compete for national...
Whoever's voice that has been having a rough day.
Oh, yeah, lick my... In case you're wondering, it would be the equivalent of testicles is what he's getting at. He just used a different term. When they do these radio conventions, they do them in, say, Vegas. Well, it's not the biggest market. Do it in L.A. or New York. Right? That's the truth. I've got a friend who works for Microsoft, but she's a part of the consumer electronics show every year.
Yeah.
Has to go through that. They do it in Vegas. Other people there. If you're talking about tech, you should do it in Seattle or San Francisco, right?
Well,
But I think
apparently-
they do it in Florida because Florida doesn't have laws and you're at a conference.
And there's a couple of them. So this is the Great Florida Bigfoot Conference.
All right, where else can we go?
Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference.
See, I don't want to go there.
What about the 2026 Texas Bigfoot Conference?
Texas
I mean, for
Bigfoot.
barbecue, sure.
That would be fun.
What about
Where?
the Blue Ridge
No.
Bigfoot Feast? Fest.
Oh, I was like, wow, that's a different term. Oh, we got us some Bigfoots.
We got a lot of different things we can
We
say.
caught one. There's no photos, but you can eat it.
We got
You can eat
Sloppy
it.
Joe. That's 100% Bigfoot.
And then, of course, there's the Alaskan Bigfoot Cruise.
Oh, sure.
Again, no.
We need to have a conference up here.
We do, man.
The Northwest Bigfoot Conference.
Yeah.
It has to exist.
And they only serve Bigfoot Java.
Yeah.
There you go.
Subject is dream, Ola Bacholas. Funny you guys did a segment on dreams the other day and what they mean, because I literally just told my friend about the weirdest dream. In the dream, me and my friend went to a bar and somehow ran into Miles, Thrill, and Ted Smith. We were all drinking together, and apparently Miles and Thrill were both trying to hook up with my friend. Meanwhile, Ted and I ended up kissing. That from Maggie.
Yeah.
No. Hey.
How's Maggie's
All right.
kissing skills?
Hey, look, it's been 15 years. Dream Ted is still out there doing it.
You know, I just want to throw
He's
this out
just
there.
better than I am.
I find that offensive. It's her dream,
Correct.
but her brain's like, I want Ted.
Yeah.
You know, Miles and Thurl, they can have my friend. I don't care.
Hey,
That'll
you were
work.
there, dude.
I was that. Well, sorry. Yeah.
Subject is look, you were in a Cessna. You flew in one of those things. Everybody says the same thing who calls the show. Never forget, I'm a pilot. Don't get in a Cessna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you thought twice about it, did you?
I did not think twice about it until after I got up there the first time.
Right, but you had to fly one back, right?
Correct. Which I still did. You know what I mean? Like they obviously they run that airline.
Sure.
But that day going over there was terrifying. This is one of the scariest things I think I've ever been part of.
What made it so scary? Like, what is...
We had one Friday in August, and we had the day off.
Yeah.
Where it was like rainy and like 60 some degrees. And that was the day I flew from Bellingham over to Lopez. And it just went up and down a few times, right? Because I guess when you're going over the other islands, the way the wind shear kind of works up against the island. So it's totally fine. The pilots were fine with it. The buddy Brad I was with, right? Like he flies on San Juan Air a lot, so he was totally fine. Like they were all cool about it, but it just scared the crap out of me. And then I was kind of surprised how many people I told were like, "Ooh, I wouldn't do that." But you're right. I still flew it back. And when I flew back, man, it must have been, maybe it was Labor Day weekend. I don't know. I flew back on a Sunday. And it was probably one of the most gorgeous, beautiful things I've ever seen. But it was sunny out. It was smooth.
So less turbulence.
Less turbulent. It was fine.
Have a picnic and explore a park. Pack some snacks and enjoy your local public park.
All right.
I've never been a picnic guy.
I think my thing is more this. Like, I'm not a big picnic guy, but I do like to eat. And sometimes you are stuck in a park.
Yeah.
But I'm like, can we not bring all this crap from home? Because that means I have to carry this everywhere. But if we stop somewhere where we like the food and then we take that to
There
the
you
park,
go.
See,
I'm okay with that.
That's like an urban hike, or like okay, you go up and do Mount Si, whatever.
Sure.
Stop in North Bend Bar and Grill. I'd rather do that and take my food. I think it's like I can get a beer.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
You know, just
I'm going to bring this stuff from
just
home.
relax.
That's right.
We do have a lot of good parks in the city, though.
We certainly do.
We truly do. And then this is the number one cheap and easy way to have a great time. They say to host a themed potluck or a game night. All right. To bring a dish and play a classic board game. Underrated. Just
It is
playing board
underrated.
games.
There's a specific card game that we play with another couple, and we always have a good time.
Bridge.
We never plan it. It's just if we see each other, like, you got a deck of cards. All right, let's do it. Next thing you know, we're making food, we're drinking beer, and it's like, all right.
The wife has gotten into bringing a deck of cards with her when we go out to bar night.
Dude, just bring a deck. We realize that just when my son playing this travel volleyball, we're always somewhere.
Sure.
And there's always a bunch of parents, and it's like, just bring a deck of cards, right? Something good will happen.
These are the 10 oldest rock stars on tour this summer.
Number 4.
All right.
See what I did there?
Now, there's this image I had in my head, and then I saw what they currently look like on the website, and I'm like, right, they, of course, get older. So I'm going to guess...
They're about the same time as Guns N' Roses. So I'm going to say back to 62.
I'm going 59.
Now, just to clarify, we are talking about Chris Robinson here of the Black Crowes, the headliner of the KISW 55th anniversary concert.
Just for synergy, I'll say 55.
54, 55.
59.
I'll say 62.
Thrill, you nailed it. He is 59 years old.
All right.
Good. And we're celebrating 55 years with a 59-year-old.
He was 4 years old. Think about that. He was 4.
Good Lord.
10 oldest rock stars on tour this summer.
Number 3.
Be nice.
Need to meet.
Vince Neil.
Vince Neil. Oh, Vince Neil.
I'll say Vince Neil is he's 65.
I was
66. 66.
66.
Hiya!
I'm going to say 67.
67. Ted Smith.
Yeah. 69.
69. Miles, you should have stuck with your original, but you still got it. He is 65 years old. Miles still gets the point.
Okay.
All right. But there's always a weird perspective, right? So you bring up the shark, right? You got attacked by a shark. You have a cool story, but I'm not sure that person would want to relive it to tell the story. So my wife kept telling me I should do a talk at a certain school because she goes, you have a great story. Because you're on the radio now and you were homeless. And I said, I don't know why everyone keeps saying that. It's not a great story. I'm like, the story sucks. Yeah. So stop, right? And so I get what everyone means. I'm like, it's not great. It's awful. It was horrible. There was nothing about the experience that I liked. I'm like, what's so great? She said, well, the outcome. I go, yeah, but there's easier ways to get in the radio. I have the worst story to tell. Like, don't do what I did. Just get in the radio and pursue it. All that other crap that people think makes it great. It wasn't. It was horrible. So that's my perspective on the shark attack. Like, dude, that's a cool story. I got to think, like, it's not.
Yeah.
I was surfing and a shark attacked me.
And now, the men's room legacy continues. Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4537. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and my car. And you are the men's room. On tap today, the return of Who Sucks Less. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, the men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Drinking a drunk.
All right, here we go. Not good when a 69-foot sinkhole opens up in your backyard. Meanwhile, when you stab your sister 10 times over a phone, you lose your family invite card. There's a clear winner when a train meets a bike. Police try to find the owner of a creepy puppet that you would not like. And today's rescued animal is a dog trapped in a storm drain. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, Here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, we told you yesterday about the hiker in Oregon who got trapped under a 16,000-pound boulder. Now, he was eventually rescued, but the trouble began because he made the mistake of being nice. You see, he stepped off the trail to let other hikers pass. And that's when that small act of kindness, well, it triggered a rock slide, dislodging the 8-ton boulder that fell from, 15 feet above him and landed on his legs. That's what you get for being nice. But look, it happens all the time. A guy in Florida saw a car crash on the side of the road. There was even a man lying motionless beside it. Well, he made the mistake of asking the guy if he was okay. Long story short, the man responded by stomping on the man's windshield, pulling the dude out of his car, kicking him, punching him, and then threatening to kill him. But look, it's not just people. A guy in Georgia, he tried to help a raccoon that he found on the road, said it seemed like it was in distress. And it was. And eventually, it attacked the guy. It was in distress because that raccoon had rabies. And in Los Angeles, the fire department had to rescue a man that was stuck in a tree. Now, he was stuck in a tree because he had attempted to rescue a cat that had gotten stuck in a tree. Well, it turns out the cat was not stuck in the tree, nor did it need rescue. But this idiot/Good Samaritan, he did. And so the fire department showed up. And look, we have about a million other stories where doing the right thing sometimes goes wrong. You let someone borrow your phone, next thing you know, they open your Venmo and steal your money. Or maybe go to rescue a child and you successfully do it. But the bystanders think that you're a kidnapper and you end up getting your ass kicked and spend some time in jail. Look, these things happen. We should all do the right thing, but just know that when you do the right thing or try to do good, well, sometimes the outcome is not always what you want it to be. And that's what today's question is all about. Brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration. We want to know, when should you not have tried to help?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com, and now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock. Robin Fox came in one day with a huge bandage around her hand. Mm-hmm. Like, what the hell happened to you, man? She completely sliced her hand open, opening up a jar of pickles.
Yeah. And even if she'd done it successfully, she just would have had an open jar of pickles. But instead, she had to go to a doctor.
Yes.
And get the thing stitched back together.
And all that stuff.
Because it cut deep in her palm. I brought this up before, and it's the one time I've been to the Hamptons. It's for someone's wedding, and when I met this person was this girl, because I was a struggling art student, blah, blah, blah. I did not know what the Hamptons were until we got there. I had no idea she came from this money. And it turns out her mother had the money. So I pulled up the story of her mother. Okay, so we have a little inside information because I actually met her and she told me the scenario. Just keep in mind, when this happened back on May 30th, 1985, she was walking through Manhattan looking for a job. That is like the least dangerous thing you can do. Like she's beating the pavement because back in those days, you didn't have the internet and all that. So she's literally walking down the street in Manhattan just looking for help wanted signs. That is why she was there. And that's when a 35-ton construction crane collapsed on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, pinning the 49-year-old widow named Brigitte Gurney beneath it. She was trapped for 6 hours while emergency crews worked on a live rescue. Quick thing I'll point out that I know to be true of this. She was also read her last rites twice.
Oh, really?
Oof. Yeah, they don't include that in the story, but as she's telling the story, she thought she was going to die, but New York City also thought she was going to die. A priest came out and gave her last rites on 2 occasions. But as the story continues, she has 2 children at the time, 14-year-old daughter Nina. That's who I knew. Obviously, Nina was a little older when I met her, like 22 maybe, somewhere around there. So this had happened years previous, and an 11-year-old son. Anyway, her rescue made national headlines while trapped and fearing that she would not survive. She asked a police officer to tell her children that she loved them. I know for a fact that he did do that because at this point, the kids who were in school are alerted to the fact that their mom is trapped under a crane downtown. So, the perspective is, I think she was a freshman in high school, and she's like, sure enough, a police officer showed up and said, look, I have terrible news. And he made it sound like her mom had already died. But she didn't. So they say thanks to microsurgery and 13 operations, her legs were saved and she eventually learned to walk again. But the incident did prompt significant changes in New York City's building safety protocols. All of this leads up to the fact that her mom, the woman that got crushed by this construction crane, did pass away at the age of 85 back in 2021.
Okay.
But, that's the story. But just hearing it from the other side, Nina, the woman I knew, she's like, oh, yeah, I'm visiting in high school and I'm told my mom has died. And then another officer is finding her brother in middle school, or I guess elementary school, whatever, to give him the same news. They take us downtown. Her mom is still alive. They would not let her and her brother talk to her mom. Because, again, she's pinned under the crane. There's rescue people.
Oh, so they were there on the location.
They ended up showing up to the location. They think their mom's going to die. The good news is mom didn't die. But both I think you can find this video on YouTube now, but she was interviewed by Barbara Walters. All right, keep my friend. So she's 14, her brother's 11 at the time. And I'm like, oh, man, that's crazy, because it was a big story. She was like F Barbara Walters. She was not.
Oh.
I remember it had something to do with the questions.
All right.
I think Nina's perspective was, I'm still a kid, and I recognize that I am a kid. I know that Barbara Walters was, quote, unquote, a hard-hitting reporter at the time.
Willie Hutt?
Yeah. But she's like, maybe Barbara Walters doesn't interview children. Yeah. But, yeah, she is not a fan. And so as I did a little more investigating, they even point out the mom died back in 2021, but because they're a prominent family, Nina basically stays very, very private.
Oh, well, good for her.
Like, her brother's written a couple of articles from New Yorker and all this kind of stuff, but they're like, Nina just stays private somewhere in Maine. And I'm like, well, if you want to be private, Maine's a good place to do it. But, yeah, it's the story of her mom, and it's just crazy because I had vaguely remembered hearing that story. I'm a kid at the time, too, so it's a national story, but you kind of hear it. And then to meet the woman, not knowing you're going to meet her, and she's like, yeah, I was looking for work. Just immigrated from Liechtenstein, of all places. Her husband had died like 3 years previous. So she's like, I had no income. I just had my kids. We got to America. We had no money. I think they were staying in like one of those hourly motels at the time, right? Like an immigrant story. They were broke. She's looking for
I just
work.
figured everybody from Liechtenstein was loaded.
No, you would think
because
so.
of the banking system.
I think her husband may have been kind of loaded, but none of that money seemed to trickle to the family. And then she got hit by a 70,000-pound crane. And she did all right.
And she wasn't even doing it like, she's just walking.
She is literally
right? But I mean, you could
downtown.
just go with our question, you could be driving your car up to, say, Alpental to snowboard.
Yeah.
Now, there's an inherent risk when you get onto a mountain and you're snowboarding.
Yeah.
You know that going into
You know it.
But if somebody rear ends you on I-90, you're going to be like, you got to be kidding me.
Right. That's what's going to piss you off.
Right? We didn't get hurt snowboarding or whatever, but we got hurt just getting there.
Well, I mean, even walking through Manhattan, you might feel, I'm going to get mugged. I'm going to get jumped. It's New York in the 80s, right? That wouldn't be out of the question. And I'm sure, I don't know if she took precautions with pepper spray, but I promise you she was aware of it. Had her head on a swivel, looking for shady character. It's like, no, a crane's going to fall on your ass.
Well, also, skiing is one of those things that's just look, if you like it, you like it. I'm not trying to S on skiing, but I will say this. When they say the mountains are going to be crappy this weekend or whatever the deal is, or there's the passes might close. It's going to be nasty up there.
Right.
That's where the skiers go. It's I would do everything in my power to avoid going anywhere near that area. The highest point on that range where there's a ski slope and the weather's S.
Yeah.
And I'm driving there and then I'm going to drive home. That would be the place that I would avoid. So
it is.
To me, it's skiers are a different breed as far as.
I mean, look, my thing.
It's not always like that. But when it does start snowing and it's fresh, people try to get their asses up.
Especially if there's a powder day and it has been a slow year.
Oh, yeah.
It's so crowded.
It is.
And you're right, though. Generally, if somebody said, hey, do you want to drive over the pass today? There's going to be a blizzard up there. No chance.
No.
But when I was snowboarding, if somebody said, hey, I'm going to drive us up there in the storm so we can get some turns in, I'd be like, yeah, man.
Let's go.
Yeah. It's bizarre. We stay in the kitchen for this one. Laura Clary says her fridge almost killed her. The comedian, actor, and author, known for her roles on shows including Two broke girls. Said she was at home alone with her two young children when her roughly 600-pound refrigerator tipped and trapped her, pinning her lower back and hips against a kitchen island. In video shared on Instagram, Clary is seen on a stretcher and in an ambulance, asking firefighters to confirm what happened. She later wrote that it became difficult to breathe, and she was thinking this is the dumbest way that anyone has ever died. She said the three firefighters that freed her handled everything like absolute heroes, and she is forever grateful. She said doctors were surprised she escaped without any broken bones, though she does remain bruised and sore. Let's see here. On Facebook, she described the fridge as a large French door model that is supposed to be mounted into the wall.
I think we might have the same fridge because we have the French door model. It is abnormally large. It's not deep, but it's very tall.
Yeah.
But it has to weigh probably at least 600 pounds.
She said she saw it start to shift after her son was climbing up it, and the fridge toppled onto her when she tried to push it back into place. I couldn't move, she said. I tried to push it off, and it didn't even slightly bulge. I felt like pushing against a building. She said she wants to sue the contractors who installed the fridge. It nearly killed me, and it could have absolutely killed my child. This should never have been possible to happen. This was negligence, she said. Most terrifying night of her life. It hurts to walk, and I feel like I got hit by a truck that also lives in my kitchen. But I'm okay. My kids are okay. I cannot stop thinking about how differently this could have gone. If my phone hadn't been in my pocket, I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
To me, that I can't.
Also, don't have your kid climb on the fridge.
I'm trying to even just envision this.
So it's, I'm assuming it's like my fridge. So we redid the kitchen, and it's super tall. It is French doors, so the left side's all freezer. The right side is all refrigerator. It's just taller than most units. But as a result of that, it weighs quite a bit. Like I said, it's not as deep as your average refrigerator, which the nice thing about that is we don't lose a lot of stuff to the Tupperware genie in the back. You rarely have to say,
right.
you see what's in there, right? But it is super tall, and the last thing I would want is that, but that's not even it, man. It's French doors all the way down.
Really?
Yeah, so there's no drawers on the bottom or anything. It is literally
I was going to say, that's what I've got, essentially.
Yeah. But you have the drawer on the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so ours, just get rid of the drawer, take the doors all the way, floor to, and that's the thing. It's basically floor to ceiling.
Okay.
It is taller than I am. I'm 6'4", so the fridge is probably 7 feet tall. And the last thing I would want is that thing to fall on me. So seeing her story, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if it's mounted to the wall or not. But I might do a little peeky check just to make sure. Because I read that. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like what I got, man. And she's not kidding. If that thing fell on you, that's going to suck. And look, if something's supposed to be mounted to the wall, just mount it to the wall. Because years ago, kids were like 4. We bought IKEA dressers. And it's just a dresser. It's still on 4 legs. It's IKEA. We put the thing together, and they have the wall brackets. We're both like, it's a dresser. Why would we have to mount it to the wall? Fast forward about 3 months, we hear our son screaming from his bedroom, and we opened it up, and he's like Atlas holding the globe above his head. So he tried to get something on top of the dresser. It turns out IKEA's right. Maybe we should have mounted to the wall. We didn't, so the dresser started tipping forward. God damn, it's not funny. But he managed to catch the dresser, but at his age, it's all the strength he had. The thing that messed him up was when he caught the dresser, the top drawer still slid out. It just bashed him in the face.
Yeah.
So when we get in there, like all the drawers are pending him, but again, to his credit, he is holding this bad boy up, but he's screaming for us. And I still didn't mount it back to the wall. We just got to put some little things in the front so lean back a little bit. But I'm like, maybe we listen to that advice. Because those are the things. And again, both of these things happen because there's a kid. So I'd say, look, you can mount something to the wall or not, but if you have kids, mount it to the wall.
Yep. Back when I had my 50cc scooter, this thing had very, very thin tires for the scooter. It wasn't like the big fat ones. The one I've got now has got big fat tires on it. This thing was more, I don't know, the wheels were a little bit bigger as far as their size, but the actual tire itself was not that big. So I am going down Westlake. This is after the show, and I am in the right lane headed towards South Lake Union, which is where the slut tracks are located in the road.
Yeah.
Now,
the men's room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Hold the Charles, away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4537. What a large and charged program we have for you today on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Guaranteed future repeat. Exciting return of Who Sucks Less. Steve, I don't know how you do it. You find people doing crappy stuff in the news. You find these stories, we pit 3 against each other, trying to figure out of the three stories, which one sucks the least. Do we have a theme to today's Who Sucks Less?
We do have a theme today, and I think this is going to floor you guys because it's not something you hear much about. It involves really bad airline passengers.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know this is not something that makes the news. Dude, they're out there. Huh. And through extensive research, I managed to find 3 passengers, actually 4 total. There's a couple involved in one. But yeah, believe it or not, people being a-holes on a commercial flight with other passengers.
I'll be damned.
I know.
I'll be damned.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
But found 3 of them.
Who Sucks Less coming up at 4:30 on the program. And today we're going to talk about everyone has good intentions at times when you're trying to help someone, whether it's maybe loaning them some money in times of need.
Yeah.
Maybe it's helping out a family member. Maybe it's moving one of your friends. There's all kinds of things that you can do where you're like, you know what, I'm going to do a good thing here.
Sure.
And then it doesn't end up the way you wanted it to, for whatever reason. So we start with a story we brought you yesterday. And this is back to the guy who basically had a 16,000-pound boulder fall on him on Mount Hood.
Terrible story.
It is.
I mean, he survived.
So that's all we know. Took many hours, helicopters, the whole deal. They finally
2 helicopters, specialized crews to get the whole thing out. It was a very elaborate operation.
The whole deal was quite an ordeal. Officials told Outside Magazine the man is expected to make a full recovery. The boulder was on his waist and legs.
16,000 pounds,
so
man.
These are some of the more newer details we're getting on this. They say they perform countless rescues every year, but few of them are of this magnitude, according to Mount Hood personnel. He was 1 mile up the mountain when he stepped off of the trail in a field because there were a group of hikers that were coming either down the mountain or up the mountain, whichever other way he was going. He just said, you know what, man? I will step aside and get out of your way.
What could possibly go wrong?
Kind of like holding the door for someone. You know, when they walk into a building and they don't say thanks. And you just go, you're an ass. It's one of those. I mean, I can tell you that story a million times.
Every day. Every day.
I mean, you hold the door for somebody, they'll walk right through and act like you weren't even there.
Yeah. Like the door
they don't even look at you.
Magically opens by itself.
Exactly.
My big one's the courtesy wave in the car.
Oh, well, yeah.
It could be the difference between road rage and just a quick, all right.
Yeah.
Right? That's it. Literally. Just throw the hand up. Just throw the hand up.
There's cars parked on both sides of the street. There is one lane to get through. But the road is a 2-way road. So if you pull over.
Yeah, we call that North Seattle.
If you pull over, if you get out of the guy's way, if you wait for him to come through, the courtesy wave should be expected. You try to do a nice thing there.
Yeah,
if
let
you
people
do
in.
the courtesy wave, you don't even think about the fact that you pulled to the side. When they don't do the courtesy wave, you're like, F the guy. Like, suddenly you're in a bad mood.
Yeah. So when all these people walk by him, he tries to walk back up on the trail. He's off the trail.
Sure.
Okay? So he walks up a little, and he slips. Now, this causes a rock slide that actually even triggers above him. That's when this 16,000-pound boulder decided to fall on him from the waist down. Those other hikers, of course, they tried to push the boulder off the man. They could not do anything. It took 9 teams, 9 teams, 2 hours to unpin the climber after building a series of wedges and pulleys to move the boulder. So I got him out of there, but the whole idea was I'm going to do something decent.
Just a simple gesture. I'm simply going to step out of your way and then cause a rock slide and have an 8-ton boulder land on top of me.
16,000 pounds.
Yeah, 8 tons, right?
That's 8 tons. Yeah, 8 tons. That's right.
Come on, man.
Quick math.
I know.
Quick math. Divide by 2.
You got to give me more time now. I
know.
I need like 20 seconds to figure that out.
I know.
Well, what about the other hikers?
Well, they tried to help.
No. But I just if I saw that guy do that and then that happened, now I'm feeling bad.
I mean, you feel bad because you don't want it to happen, and you feel bad because the guy was being nice, but I'm just assuming he's riding solo.
Yeah.
There's a group of them, and he defers, lets them go by, causes a rock slide, and damn near gets crushed by 8 tons of rock. I mean, you do feel a little bad. Then you feel worse when you're like, we can't push it off, man.
That's what I'm saying.
You go to his rescue yeah, this is really bad.
He feels the worst because there's, as you said, 8 tons of rock sitting on him.
Yes, he feels the worst.
But I'm just thinking, if I'm in that group of hikers, I'd be like, oh man, now I feel really bad. And then we can't move that rock?
No.
To me, it'd be the equivalent of like walking down a city street. You're walking solo. There's 5 people walking across, because that's what people do. And you step into the curb to let them go by and you're hit by a bus.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, it's the same thing. Oh, let me step out of your way. Next thing you know, bam, you're gone. And it's just because, and look, I think he did the right thing. Just you step out of the way, you let them go by, but maybe next time, just squeeze to the side and make them squeeze a little bit.
I read a story today that kind of blew my mind. It was just this guy was recalling his old neighbor. His neighbor's an older guy.
All right.
And he had lost his car keys, and he needed to go downtown. This neighbor who he knocked on the door also happens to be a locksmith.
Oh, perfect.
All right. So he can get into the car. I don't know if he was able yet or not to. I don't know if he could get the ignition key to work. I don't know what his area of expertise was. He could definitely get into the car.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess the old man and this neighbor get into the car. And as he is in the car doing whatever he's starting to do, the guy's son pulls up.
Okay.
All right. In his truck. And he said, and he kind of knew the guy. And he said, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" And he said, "So I'm helping your dad, man. He lost his keys. You don't have an extra set. You don't know where he put these things, do you?" He said, "We looked all over the house, couldn't find anything." And the guy walked him down to the end of the driveway. And he said, "Man," he said, "my dad's got dementia." He said, "My dad is, he's wrecked the car the last 2 times he's driven it. I took the keys away."
Oh, right.
I took the keys away from my dad because I didn't want him to drive. And here you are getting him ready to take him on an adventure where you get an alert on your phone.
Right. And, but you don't know.
A silver alert or whatever they call those things. But
you don't know.
But he was trying to do good.
I had that.
My neighbor was.
It wasn't that, but a chick that I'm kind of dating back in the day, she had locked herself out of her apartment. Her apartment was on the 3rd floor of this building. This is the Midtown Baltimore. And her window was open, and you could get to it because there was a fire escape. But the fire escape, she was too short to jump up and grab it. I was tall enough to do it. But she goes around back of the building. That's the door I'm going to let her in, all right? So I grab the fire escape because she has a secure building, so you can't just buzz in or anything. Climb up the fire escape. I get up to the 2nd floor. I'm like, cool. One more fire escape. I'm opening her window, and a spotlight hits me, and there's cops down on the ground now. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me, man. Like, sir, you need it. Give me a second. I'm going to come down. And they're doing and I get it. Come down slowly. Make sure you don't reach in your pockets. And the whole time in my head, I'm like, I know this is a misunderstanding, but this is annoying. And the thing is, she's on the other side of the building, so she's not here to see the cops to explain to them, like, hey, because she has her ID. Right. This is my address. Yeah. I've asked this guy to do this. So I drop down, and as soon as I drop down, the cops are around here, and they're smiling. What were you doing? I said, you're not going to believe me. But I said, look, man, the chick I'm kind of seeing, we went on a date. She locked herself out of the building. Where is she? I'm like, she's at the back door of the building. They refuse to check. They're like, come on. I'm like, man, I don't know what to tell you. She's on the back side of the building. But because this is the middle of the city, it's not like there's an alley to go straight, but you got to go to the end of the block and curl around. So I'm out there for like 10 minutes. They're taking all my information. She finally walks around the corner because she doesn't know it's taking me so long. And then she clears it up. And they were very apologetic, but it's just in the 10 minutes that I'm dealing with them, I mean, they know they've got me dead to rights, breaking and entering. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not breaking. And look, I looked like crap back at this time, so I completely understand how I looked. But I'm like, man, I'm telling you, her freaking window's up. Well, how do you know that? Because she told me. So I'm climbing up the fire escape to get her to her apartment to get her keys to come down, man. They just didn't believe me. So they're running all my info. And at that point, I had no record. But when she finally came around, she's like, what are you guys doing? She explained it. And they're like, oh, our bad. All right, have a good night, man. But with that, I had to climb back up the fire escape anyway. Yeah. So I told him, I said, do me a favor and do not leave until I climb up there, because if you guys leave and another set of cops comes by, I'm not going through this again, guys. Right. So one cop waited, and sure enough, I climbed up, came down, opened the door. Have a good night. I'm like, this was not worth it. I didn't get laid that night. I'm like, this is not worth it, man.
Here's what you ever break.
I think that was bad enough experience that you remember that. Like I didn't even have sex. Yeah. Jesus.
Because she was hot, and I was hoping to have sex, but after having the interaction with the kind of like they weren't in the wrong. I understand the situation, but it was still very aggravating. So at that point, having taken one for the team, I was hoping to get laid. I did not. So yes, Ted, I do remember that detail as well.
Yeah. Have you ever broken anybody's crap?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so here's what happened.
Trying to help?
So
no.
Yes.
I've broken people's stuff.
Right. So my neighbor, he had a buddy, and his buddy either got out of the bar business. I don't know if the bar was failing, whatever the deal was, but he had a regulation-sized pool table, and my next-door neighbor, he bought the thing off of him. So with the bar, he's going to move or whatever. He's bought the pool table outright. So there was about me and 4 of my friends. Now, I'm I am positive this was a regulation size pool table, which is different for a bar. Typically, bars have smaller pool tables.
Say regulation, is it 9 by like 4.5 or 8 by 4? It's one of them.
Okay.
They're big and they're freaking heavy.
Right. But the slate on this pool table was in 3 different sections.
Okay. Right.
All right. They are still unbelievably heavy. All right. And to move it, they disassembled the pool table, and then he's going to reassemble it in his house. So we get all the wood and all that stuff in there. The last thing we have are these 3 slates. And it's me, 2 or 3 other friends, and Bill. And everybody's got a corner on this thing. Or it's heavy, man.
Yep.
Like this slate is no joke.
Yeah.
Not only that, when you get to the door, you need to kind of tilt
Turn
it
it,
a little bit to be able to get it through the door frame. So we get to the point where we're at the slider. My fingers, it's in the middle of the summer, all right?
It's sweaty.
It's West Virginia. It's hot. You're sweaty. Slate is very, very slick. I mean, there's no rough edges on it. Like it's polished. And my end goes, man. I mean, it just goes. And this thing basically just turned into a dust pile.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of pieces of slate.
For the most part.
Real
yes.
quick.
Correct. So and he,
dude.
At the time, it was a good one. It was like one of those, it was like probably like a 1950s or 60s pool table. It was a solid old pool table. Now, granted, all he had to do was get a replace. He got the replacement slate.
But it's not cheap, man.
No, it was not.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I have a pool table now, and they assembled it, but the guy even told me, like, look, don't worry about the wood and all that. He said, your slate is the thing, and if you break the slate or if you crack the slate, it makes the entire pool table kind of worthless. But he's like, look, just the replacement cost. I'm like, got it.
But they also had the guy there, the guy that Bill hired, who knew how to felt it. He was going to redo the entire pool table.
Oh, he could go.
All we need, and he was going to reassemble the legs and all that stuff because they basically took the thing apart.
Yeah.
He's going to put this thing back together. He is going to reslate it. We're going to play pool all that afternoon. And this guy, Bill, has a kegerator in his basement. So when you're 16, 17 years old, he's like, look, man, you can drink the beer here. You just got to walk home. We're like, this is going to be awesome.
It's great.
Immediately, the whole plan was canned.
Oh, no beers?
Nothing. No, because you had to go find someone to.
Were you only there for the pool table?
We were there just to help him bring it in.
But I mean, you didn't help him move.
He was directly. No, he was
just
directly.
You have one job, basically.
Correct. I'm his next door neighbor. They've already gotten everything in the truck. They brought it to the house. All they need is a couple of the neighborhood kids.
One thing
to help them carry in the slate. And I was the one who dropped my side. And I mean, when I dropped my side, everybody else it just went.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's amazing that nobody got their foot broken. It was kind of one of those things where it was just like, oh no.
Is that racket still going for teenagers? Me and Bernie fell for it a bunch of times. We were like 18, 19.
What's that?
Like somebody in the neighborhood or a friend of somebody else's.
Oh, there's more to the story.
They need help.
Yeah.
But the promise of like, you guys could hang out and have some beers.
All right.
Look, if I had teens in my neighborhood and it was something like that, absolutely.
You have a slider door at your home?
I do.
Okay. You know when you look down, there's a track on the bottom?
Yeah. A rack, yeah.
All right, because that's how it slides back and forth. There's an aluminum track. Well, that was completely dented in and smashed, too.
So now you can't even use the door,
You can't close the door.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
You can't close the slider door.
On his basement.
Well, on the one that just came out on the back patio,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have cut you off from the beer, too.
Exactly, man.
At that point.
And it was like probably a third of a slate. You know, like they have it in 3 sections.
Yeah.
So it was 3 pieces. And now I can't close the slider door. So
that's actually more annoying than the pool. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be angry.
I don't think it was a big deal to come in and change that, but you had to take both doors off.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Even if it's reasonably inexpensive, like
this was a nice house too. These were like Pella sliding doors that were wood.
Oh, good.
This was not.
So you took expensive doors.
Yeah, this is not
ruin those, not the Home Depot ones that you get.
Exactly.
You get what you pay for when you hire the teenagers from the neighborhood.
You know what that is? With a promise of beer.
Right. Shocking. What are the kids dropped the
We
slate?
should have worn gloves. There's a lot of things that should have happened.
Yeah.
What should you not have tried to help? Or when should you have not tried to help? 206-803-ROCK.
Ever go to the F1 race in Austin? There's a man who dresses like Ricky Bobby. He's in the full costume. He looks like Will Ferrell. He talks like.
It out.
Now, did
Beer
you
bottles busting off of us and everything else?
did you know anyone at the party, or is it all strangers to you?
Oh, these were all, 40, 50-year-old biker dudes. We didn't know anybody.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, and they had no beer. You're the only people there with beer.
Exactly.
I don't even know how that happens.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
I mean, just if you say bikers, I wouldn't even ask, do they want beer? I would just have beer provided, right? And then, of course, the underage kids are the only people that have a keg. I think they did the right thing. Like, let's just get the F out of here, man.
Speaking of bikes, the Isle of Man TT races are one of the most insane events held every year since 1907. The motorcycle racers speed through the 37-mile course, all held on public roads, with a goal of having the fastest time in their class. Since the first event was held, are you ready for these numbers? Over 280 people have died.
Jesus.
Including 265 drivers, and an untold number of people have suffered injuries. In both 1970 and 2022, 6 competitors were killed during the annual 2-week festival. Now, this past Sunday, another rider named Alan Oversby died in an incident on the second lap of the classic road race. Then on Monday, officials halted all activity following a serious incident during a practice run on the mountain course. The incident involved a rider and 8 spectators that he plowed into. All of whom required medical attention and were transferred to local hospitals. The rider involved in the incident, he was conscious, he was talking, according to a statement. All the spectators who required medical treatment were reportedly conscious, which is good. 8 spectators were identified as requiring treatment. All were reported conscious and transferred to a hospital for further assessment and treatment. To ensure the incident was managed as effectively as possible, decision was made to suspend any further racing activity for the remainder of yesterday.
So there is a limit to what they'll do. Look, man, you chose to race in something.
It?
No.
You never seen that race?
I mean, maybe I have, but it doesn't ring any bells.
So it's like they're basically going, I don't know what you call those bikes, right? They're going as fast as you can.
All right.
And I mean, the corners and stuff, and they're just little country roads and everything on this Isle of Man. And people are just kind of standing on the edges and stuff. Like, I mean, I hate to say this. I'm almost more surprised people don't get injured more often.
Yeah, I would think there'd be more injuries to the spectators at that point. But any race that's had 280 deaths associated with it, like, I would assume if you race, you know what you're getting into.
What's the most dangerous spectator sport?
I don't know.
I would think drag racing. Watching those wheels pop off and everything else and roll into the crowd. And
I mean, it might be baseball.
Yeah, you can take a hockey puck to the head, too.
Yeah.
You can. It just seems a lot.
I mean, even golf.
Less rare than baseballs hitting people in the head.
But I'd rather take that chance than the rodeo. And I know it doesn't happen much, but every once in a while, the bull throws the cowboy off, and then the bull is just pissed and jumps into the crowd.
Did you see the horse that got loose over the weekend? That injured 8 people as well.
No. The racehorse
ran into
a rodeo.
It was like, I don't know if it was a show horse, it was a racehorse, but it got loose someplace. And it literally ran through the crowd without any thought about, people.
Of course not.
I mean, you would think that
it's not worried about. No, man. Like, it knows it outweighs you, and it's going full tilt. Now it's either spooked or angry or whatever it's doing. Like, you can move or you can find out.
Yeah. Look, you were in a Cessna. You flew in one of those things. Everybody says the same thing who calls the show. Never forget, I'm a pilot. Don't get in a Cessna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you thought twice about it, did you?
I did not think twice about it until after I got up there the first time.
Right, but you had to fly one back, right?
Correct, which I still did. You know what I mean? Like, they obviously they run that airline.
Sure.
But that day going over there was terrifying. It was one of the scariest things I think I've ever been part of.
What made it so scary? Like, what is...
We had one Friday in August, and we had the day off.
Yeah.
Where it was, rainy and, 60-some degrees. And that was the day I flew from Bellingham over to Lopez. And it just went up and down a few times, right? Because I guess when you're going over the other islands, the way the wind shear kind of works up against the island... So it's totally fine. The pilots were fine with it. The buddy Brad I was with, right? Like he flies on San Juan Air a lot, so he was totally fine. Like they were all cool about it, but it just scared the crap out of me. And then I was kind of surprised how many people I told were like, "Ooh, I wouldn't do that." But you're right. I still flew it back. And when I flew back, man, it must have been maybe it was Labor Day weekend. I don't know. I flew back on a Sunday, And it was probably one of the most gorgeous, beautiful things I've ever seen. But it was sunny out. It was smooth.
So less turbulence.
Less turbulent. It was fine.
That was one thing with the helicopter in Hawaii. Like, that's the one thing I wanted to do. My wife wanted to do the submarine. I did not. Turns out the submarine was a really cool experience. The helicopter, it's just something you want to do, right? Like,
Yeah.
So we booked the thing, and like as soon as I saw the pilot, I'm kind of like, uh-oh. I can't explain it, man. Just like, did he just wake up? He just had that look about him. And then when he points to his helicopter, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's homemade. Like, I'm pretty sure this guy put it together, but whatever. I guess he knows what he's doing because he even painted whatever tours on the side of it. So we get on there, and kind of like you're saying, Ted, it's, you're used to a passenger jet. Everything's pressurized. You're going fast enough. It's big enough that other than massive turbulence, it's fairly smooth. This is not. I mean, the entire helicopter ride just felt like the worst turbulence you've been in on a plane. Yeah. And he's calm when he's talking through the headset. But the thing about Hawaii, whether they're going over water, whether they're near a volcano, if you get near a mountain, everything about the weather pattern around you changes. The wind shear, the humidity. And, once we went over the ocean, he's like, oh, it's going to be a little rough. Keep in mind, in my mind, I was already thinking, this is a little rough. So his version of a little rough is what I would describe as extremely choppy. So you're just bouncing around on this thing. And again,
did you get sick or anything?
I didn't get sick. I was just convinced that I was going to die. I mean, honest to God. And then he goes over this mountain, and I'm like, man, we are awfully close to this mountain. And the helicopter's still bouncing up and down. Obviously, we did not crash. I did not die. But when we got off of that thing, my wife's like, all right, there's one of your bucket list items. You want to do it again? I said, absolutely not. I will never do it again. Fast forward, we have kids. We get to Niagara Falls. They have the same tour. This one's over the falls. However, these helicopters look like freaking Airwolf, for back in the pilot. And I cannot make this up. When you walk to the helipad, the pilots are standing in their full aviation suits, their hands on their hips, the buzz cut, the aviators. They look like Superman. They're literally standing like that. And I'm like, all right, I feel comfortable. And I don't know what these helicopters are. They are the Cadillac of helicopters. So oddly enough, on this particular trip, it didn't bug me until we got over the falls itself, because that's just a different kind of thing. But as you're flying there, you're following the highway. And the river is beside the highway that goes to Niagara Falls. And my son says, Dad, if we crash, which great conversation to have, if we crash, I hope we hit the river, not the highway. I said, your opinion's going to change in about 5 minutes, right? He didn't believe me. So he goes over top of Niagara Falls. He looks down. And I mean, like I said, Niagara Falls is just unbelievable when you see it in person. And he's like, I'd rather hit the highway. I said, yeah, absolutely, ma'am.
Growing up in West Virginia, man, there's very little flat land.
Yeah.
It's almost even hard to get a Little League baseball field built unless you're on top of a strip mine.
Right.
So a lot of these fields and crap like that, they've reclaimed from the coal industry. But there are there are very few airstrips. For an example, where I grew up was a college town. They traveled with all their sports, women, men, basketball, football, you name it. They had to drive an hour and a half. You'd drive an hour and a half to go to an airport that was big enough for a plane to put everybody on it.
Right.
So you had to drive to Pittsburgh, or if you're in the southern part of the state, you had to drive to Cincinnati or Covington. So or Louisville if you're down in that part. But there are a ton of Vietnam veterans in the state of West Virginia. And you would drive, just going to my grandma's house. You look over on the side of the road, there's a double wide trailer. Mm-hmm. You can see the wheels underneath it.
Right.
All right. At this point in time, satellite dishes were 6-8 feet across.
Oh, they were massive.
Everybody had
looks like a NASA installation.
Everybody had these huge discs in their yard. And then all the helicopter ride signs that were
right,
because they right by their 4 cars, the ones that they never traded in,
they got a helicopter
because they don't do that there. There's a small pad for their helicopters, and
sure,
so a lot of those guys get around, make a couple extra bucks. And my grandfather, he was like, he wanted to take me on a helicopter ride with one of his buddies. It was part of his mail route.
All right,
and he knew the guy. He's like, yeah, man, he flew in Vietnam for how many years, whatever. He's like, this guy, I know I trust him enough to give you a ride. My grandmother would not let me do that.
Of course.
But it's wild, man. It's a little rinky-dink helicopter.
Yeah, that's
it almost
what this guy
looks like you put it together with a kit.
Yeah, that's exactly what this guy looked like.
He lands in his yard. You know what I mean? And then there's like an F-150 pickup truck. There's a satellite dish. Yeah. There's a helicopter. There's a wooden sign out front that says helicopter rides.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it. No price, nothing. Just helicopter rides. Our question, now, what became unexpectedly dangerous? 206-803-ROCK. Mike, you almost died. Where was it?
It was out of Coos Bay. I was just about to bring that up.
Okay.
Yeah. So my family and I, we when I was still living at home, we kind of gained a love for going out on quads. We talked about ATVs not long ago. And we started on some of the trails around here. You know, we would go around the Tahuya trails up there in Belfair and whatnot. We tried Capitol Forest. But then all of a sudden our buddy says, hey, let's head on down to the sand dunes down at Coos Bay, Oregon. Like, all right, cool. You know, that sounds like fun. Put the paddle tires on there. We really get to open the thing up. And you get lulled into a false sense of security while you're out there because it's just open plains for miles and miles and miles. And it's a ton of fun out there. You know, you throw some music in your earbuds and whatnot. And you just
cruise it.
Yeah, exactly. And you go out there, and they've got these sand dunes that are out there, and I kid you not, man, these things are 30 feet high that you're going up there, and it's just a sheer hill that you're going up on this thing. But then you learn as you're going up that as you're hitting towards the top, you got to kind of turn to the side, because the problem that you have out there is that wind is blowing, and so those sand dunes, they are never the same twice.
Right.
You go out there, that wind is blowing out there, and it's changing the way that those things look all the time. And so they tell you to be careful when you're going up these berms because you don't know what's on the other side. There could be somebody else that's over there. You literally have to have a flag that's 10 feet in the air so that you can see somebody that's out there that you might not see over a berm. And I remember we were going out, and I'd been riding up and down these things. I'd gained a confidence of it. They had a 2-tiered bit that I was gonna go up there. They were gonna go. My family was gonna go out and around. I was just gonna tackle this thing. We're just trying to find a fun place to go ride at this point. So they go around, and I tackle this thing head on, and I go up, and I hit the first part of the table, and something I believe in divine intervention on this one. I felt something say to look over at my family, and I look over and I see my mom, and she's giving the big wave up here, right? So I don't fully know what that means, but
This is the mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
When Joseph Ricardella saw a snake in the road, he stopped his car and tried to help it to avoid getting run over. The attempted good deed landed him in a Connecticut hospital in a medically induced coma after the timber rattlesnake, which is rare in the Northeast, bit his hand when he threw a shirt over it and tried to pick it up, according to his former girlfriend and mother of his daughter.
Why?
He said he called her on Sunday to say he'd just been bitten and was driving to the hospital. She said his voice sounded odd, like Donald Duck. She said it happened as he was driving from a park in upstate New York to his home in Connecticut. It is not clear where the encounter happened because he hasn't been able to speak in detail yet to family and friends. He is a father of 4 who runs a landscaping business and has no medical insurance, went into cardiac arrest, and was resuscitated, later placed in a medically induced coma after being flown from a hospital in Hartford into New York. Doctors brought him out of the coma on Tuesday, but he remained intubated and sedated because of swelling from the venom.
Yeah, because he tried to help a rattlesnake.
And this was a little guy. And we know that they don't really know how to control the venom very well.
Mm-hmm. Or they do.
It was surprising that, like, anybody would try to pick up a rattlesnake, he said by phone. But it doesn't surprise me in the same sense because he kind of always did that. They were talking to his brother. If he saw an animal on the side of the road, or he would just stop to get him out of the road. Or if he was in a Facebook group and he'd see they have animals and need help, he would take in those animals. His brother said they grew up on a farm where they used to play in the woods, catch snakes, lizards, and other critters, but never a rattlesnake.
Right.
He said he was surprised his brother tried to help one and was bitten. He said he does quite know better.
It's a rattlesnake. And look, even if you drive over most snakes, they will be okay. Seriously, just their elasticity. We lived in Colorado, these things, they didn't get hit all the time. They got run over all the time. And they would just slither off. I mean, there was no... And look, when I was growing up, man, if there was a rattlesnake... I remember one Saturday morning, to put it in perspective, my brother and I watching Saturday morning cartoons, and from outside, we hear, from the backyard. We look out there, my dad's got one of those metal rakes, and we don't know what he's doing. We find out in about 5 minutes. He discovered a rattlesnake in my mom's little garden out there, and he beat that thing to death, and he brought it in, what was left of it, in a newspaper that he opened up and put the body down there, and he's showing me and my brother. He goes, that's what it should look like if you see one. So, okay, or just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Like, that's the other alternative.
When should you have not tried to help? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Peter. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Right on. So I actually did this thing in high school. I remember like it was yesterday. This girl's name was April, and she had like awesome blonde bangs. And she was trying to light up a bong rip in my buddy's room. And I was like, no, I'll help you. I said I'll light it. And then I lit it, and her whole hair caught on fire. Like, all her bangs, like, because she had a bunch of, like, styling stuff sprayed on it. So, yeah, it was a pretty big fire.
So you didn't light her...
threw a sweatshirt on there. I think maybe somebody poured a beer on there or something like that. But, yeah, I pretty much ruined the night. Everybody was pissed. So, there you go.
What did she look like by the time you guys got the flames out? How bad was her hair?
She looked good. The banks were gone.
Okay.
I've seen a buddy do that too.
So now wait, you didn't light her hair on fire. You lit the fumes from her hair product on fire?
So she had the bong right in front of her, the bowl's right there. She leaned in forward. The lighter had a little too much fluid and a big flame. And then, she had some stuff on her hair probably that just really ignited, and it just kind of took off. It was out of my control at that point.
And everyone was mad at you.
Did you pat her head? Did you try to put out the fire?
I didn't do anything else. I was just like, whoa. and then everybody else put her out.
I'm glad
I didn't do anything.
My response was, whoa, look at that, man.
That's
head on fire.
All right, see you guys.
That's it, man.
Jesus Christ. My buddy did that same thing. I don't know if you guys remember The Young Ones back in the day. It was on MTV. It was a British comedy. And it was a guy named Neil. And my roommate looked exactly like Neil. He had long, straight hair. It was obviously long, all one length. And he leaned over to do a bong hit. And I mean, you did not see a flame.
Right.
You just saw the creation of bangs slowly go up the front of his face. His hair was burning. You could smell it immediately.
Sure.
But you couldn't see where the flame was. But it was like, it was almost like a wick. You know what I mean?
Where did it stop? Did he end up with a skullet, or did it get in the forehead?
He patted out his face. He got it there to stop. And then we had scissors, so we gave him bangs, which looked absolutely...
Oh, my God.
Which looked absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it was just...
Yeah.
Because the rest of his hair is long. And now he's like, got a Katy Perry thing going on in the front.
Did he keep that hair?
No. But he'd been growing that hair for like 3 or 4 years. That was the thing. Like, he was a metal dude.
So did he cut it all off as a result of he couldn't live with the bangs?
He did two things. Okay, so the first day, because he also had a mustache and he had a goatee.
Just real quick, it's almost surprising that doesn't happen more often. If you have long hair as a man, it doesn't mean you smoke weed, but
there's a good chance you do.
There's a higher percentage that you're going to be involved in a bong incident.
Yeah. So he did. So we had clippers because my one buddy just shaved his head. So I think they either shaved one half and then the other half of his stash and beard.
So mixed match kind of.
Yeah, and kept it for a half a day.
All right.
And then later on shaved the rest off. But it was funny for, half a day.
For you.
Exactly.
How did he take it? Because like you said, he spent years growing his hair out.
Not that bad. I think he'd been contemplating cutting it anyway. But
well, that'll do it for you.
When should you have not tried to help? 206-803-ROCK. A Good Samaritan down in Florida said he was assaulted by a man he tried to help after an apparent car crash in Central Florida. The attack, by the way, was caught on camera. The incident happened last month in Winter Garden. Hans Hamilton told a television station he was driving when he saw a car crash on the side of the road. He said, I saw the car crash. I saw a door open. Being a good person, any human being would see you just pull over to check on the person. Now, video captured from the Tesla showed a man in a red T-shirt lying motionless on the ground next to the car.
All right.
That's why I tried to go over to help. When Hamilton asked if he was okay, the man jumped up and hopped on the hood of the Tesla and stomped on the guy's windshield and stomped the windshield in. Hamilton said the man then pulled him out of the car, started kicking and punching him. He said the man threatened to take his life. Whole time he's hitting me, he's telling me he's going to kill me, and he didn't just tell me. His eyes were void of any humanity. The man later identified as 44-year-old Daniel Coleman. He was arrested for battery and criminal mischief. Hamilton said he suffered broken ribs, a brain bleed, multiple contusions, and a concussion. And he hopes the guy will be charged with attempted murder. In my opinion, the only place you see monsters is on a movie screen or in a box. Well, that's where he belongs. He belongs in a box. That was his quote.
Yeah, I bet he's a little bitter about that. Now, how do you guys... If I saw a car accident I would probably pull over, and maybe I get jumped, right? You see a hitchhiker. Maybe they look like they're in distress. Yeah. Are you picking them up? Are you pulling over?
Probably not. But distress is different than being a hitchhiker.
But keep in mind, this guy, there was a car crash, there's a door open, there's a man laying motionless on the ground. It could still be a ruse. Yeah. Right? So even when you look like you're in distress, I'm like, do I trust this?
Well, here's my thing.
Not the hitchhiker.
If you
Not the hitchhiker?
I don't. I just
not anymore.
What if they're waving you down middle of the road kind of thing? It's one thing to be a hitchhiker. It's another thing when someone steps into the highway and they're kind of waving their hands like that. It's a universal sign, right? Put it this way. You probably slow down. You might even pull over. Do you open your window all the way, or do you just crack it to hear what their spiel is going to be? Because I'm saying that's where we are.
If you pulled over, you've already kind of admitted you're picking the guy up.
No.
He's flagging me down. I see what Thrill's saying. There's no car.
That means there's something going on that needs attention.
Probably, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If he looks like he's in distress, I probably would.
But are you going to step out of your vehicle or crack the window?
I'm cracking the window. Probably crack the window. But okay, so you've watched. A lot of people have dash cam videos.
I think also. Sorry, Miles, I'm going to cut you off, but I think it depends on where I am.
Like example,
if I was on like a stretch
Klamath Falls,
all right. You know what? I'll just say it. There's parts of Oregon I wouldn't stop for nothing.
Yeah,
that's one of them. Miles, what do you always bring up? Some area like I think is it like driving down like. Getting down to Bandon or something?
Well, Coos Bay, where Mike goes. Yeah, I wasn't saying it's weird. I'm just saying.
Would you stop?
I'm the only person there that doesn't have a beard.
Would you stop for someone?
I mean, I went to a bar there. I was the only. The woman had a beard. Right. Everybody in there had a beard but me.
I saw a hitchhiker driving back from Crater Lake by myself.
All right.
Right to this little town, Lapine, Oregon. I was staying in. I just cruised.
No.
I mean, I was the only car on this road. I was just like.
Okay, well, so here's my hypothetical.
It was more of like, what the hell is he doing out here?
Right.
So I've seen plenty of dash cam videos where accidents happen in front of the driver.
Sure.
Okay, so you see two cars, bang, they crash into each other on I-5, right? Now, do you subtly drive around them to the right, or do you get out and see if everybody's okay?
If I see a collision between two vehicles, I would assume they are not setting me up because that'd be a lot to go through.
No, I'm not saying that.
I would pull over.
You would pull over.
Absolutely.
It's on an interstate. Cars are going 65 miles an hour. The accident just happens. You see the fenders blow or whatever happened, right?
Yeah, I would stop. I've done it once, only because I've witnessed it once, but it was a Jeep in front of us.
Well, that was a little bit more severe.
It was, but still, traffic's still kind of blowing by, but you're just out on the express, and it was bad. It was ugly, but we did stop. And for a billionth of a second, you do think, should we drive around this? Because you kind of, and I know this sounds mean, but you don't want to get involved. But in that case, I'm like, we have to stop, right? You have to help out because we saw this happen.
Right. Well, you saw bodies leave the car.
Yes, we did. Several of them and roll down the road. So again, don't ride insecured in the back of a Jeep if your buddy's drunk. That's what we learned that.
But I mean, I told you when I was a kid, we were driving back from Pennsylvania. I want to say Altoona, but we're like up in the mountains. And same thing, we saw a horrific car accident, but it was raining so hard. My dad was just like, I got to keep going. Because he was afraid if he stopped, we would hydroplane and the same thing was.
Or somebody would come up and rear end you.
Right.
Because you're on the interstate.
Yeah.
So that's why I always wondered.
So we kept going, but I don't know. It's a tough line.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes I watch these videos I'm pulling around that thing.
I guess I'm going to stop.
I'm pulling around.
For the most part, I feel like if I saw an accident in residential, I probably am stopping.
Maybe.
God damn it.
I feel like residential is typically a fender bender, right? So, I mean, they're probably okay. I know it sounds bad. So I'm thinking where we live. You weren't doing more than 15 miles an hour, even if it's head on,
I saw a lady.
I would go around and then I will walk back when I get to my house to see if someone needs help. But I'm not stopping.
I saw a lady making a left, and she's right. So she must be looking just left because she's making a left. I don't know why she never looked right, but she just pulled out to make this left, and as she's doing it, a car is just getting by, and she just pulled right into her.
Yeah,
but I was gonna stop, but they both pulled off on the other side streets. I was like, they're fine.
Yeah, it's kind of a judgment call, too. Okay. And there's no kids involved. If you see a kid, you're like, crap, you at least have to ask, were other parents, right? I don't care if you're at the store, if you're at a hotel, because when we do the volleyball thing, there's a bunch of little kids around too. And it's just weird. You're walking down a hotel hallway. There is no one except you and like a 4-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And you wait for a second to see if you hear parents, but like none of the doors open. And then when you ask the kid, like, hey man, where are your parents? They're in the room. What room are you in? Kids have no idea. I think it's, and I was like, okay, look, I have to take you down to, I've had to do this twice. We're going to go down to the lobby. And we will see if they can figure out who your parents are. And just because kids are so bad with information.
Right.
What are your parents' names? Mommy and daddy. Okay, what's your last name? People call me Grumpy. Like, no, dude, we just need hard, because if the kid's not panicked, they don't give good information. And at a hotel, what I've discovered is kids think they have run through everywhere.
Correct.
So, and especially the pool, there'll be like a 4 to 5-year-old kid.
Oh, God.
There's no adults and they're in the pool. I'm like, I don't know if they can swim, but now I have no intention of getting in the pool. But I got to stand there at this goddamn pool until either a lifeguard, a hotel employee, or another adult is going to be here, because I can't, in good conscience, walk away from this.
My move is boxing them out. So, like, if I see it, like, when I lived on Capitol Hill, sometimes sometimes there just be like a loose kid running towards you.
Yeah.
And just kind of box them out. Because you know the parent, they're just running off. And then last summer, I was somewhere where there was a nice outdoor pool or whatever, and these people at the complete other side, you know, I would have the kids, I guess 4 or 5, same thing, just sprinting down and kept jumping in the water. So finally, just got the same thing. I was just like, and then I think maybe at one point he had like a little life vest. I just kind of grabbed it. It was like, hang on.
Yeah. This is. I forgot all about this. It was probably 8-9 years ago, but this is great. I was walking to the gym in the morning, and this is right in front of the Starbucks, and there's that's where the bike trail is.
Yeah,
kind of hooks you up with the Burkill and everything else. But you got to cross the Fremont. You got to cross across the street where the Fremont Bridge is. So I'm waiting for the light, and this guy pulls up on a bike, older gentleman, right? And he stops and just falls over. I mean, he just falls over on his side. And because I'm not really paying attention, I look, and the guy's on the ground, and I'm like, oh God, dude. Right. So I walk across, and I try to pick the bike up. He's like, don't do that, I'll buy a bike. And I was like, what in the hell's going on? And his foot, those clip-on...
I was going to say, he was clipped in, right?
He was clipped in. And I guess he couldn't get his feet out. But when I tried to pick the bike up, basically I'm just twisting the living hell out of his ankle. Because I didn't know what happened.
Right.
I was just trying to pick the bike up first, and I was going to reach down and pick him up. He was like, no, don't touch the bike now. It's like, what the hell's going on? Because I didn't. And he was like, I finally got him. I was like, I'm sorry, man. I didn't understand the situation. He's like, I couldn't get my foot out of this thing. And I was like, oh, man, my bad. I didn't know.
Lead with that, man.
It's so bad when you see that. I saw it a couple weeks ago.
I think it's hilarious.
And it's one of those, like, kind of like a back country road.
Yeah.
So there's a trail cutting through. My buddy had slowed down enough. This guy could have made it. But same thing. He stopped and he just falls over. He fell over.
Yeah, I know. That's basically what I wasn't looking at him. I just heard kaboom. And I look over, man, and he's just down on the ground like, like, what in the hell just happened there? Because
why do people wear those if they can't get their feet out? Like, dude, just get the baskets for your pedals or something. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
what I mean.
If you can't get your foot out of the grip, I'm telling you, it's a bad idea.
He was dressed to the biking nines. You know what I mean?
I could dress like that too, but he fell over. That's all.
He was an amateur racer guy.
Yeah, I mean,
an older gentleman.
I mean, there's something to it, right? Does it help you go faster?
Yes,
I
don't know.
Or save energy? There's got to be a reason professionals and people that ride long distance do it.
You put on a lot less work with your legs because your feet never come off the pedal, right? So when you hook in, riding a bike, I mean, it's all a matter of just propelling yourself, right? So anytime your foot slips off the pedal, you lose some of your propulsion. And if you are a racer or training to be a racer, you always want to be able to drive forward, all right? So that's why they have the clip. So in theory, they make sense. But the real trick of the clip is when you come to a stop, you got to be able to twist your foot out.
Right. That's what I'm
the
saying.
whole thing, man.
When should you have not tried to help? 206-803-ROCK.
on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinkies Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Coming up at 4:30, the 10 oldest rock stars on tour this summer, as we will sit and spin right after emails on our question, what became unexpectedly dangerous? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Brian. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. How's it going?
Hola. Doing well, man.
So when I was in the Air Force back, early 2000s, we went to Singapore. We used to bring our airplanes down there to fly against the Singapore Air Force, and then they put us up on these apartment-style buildings on the north side of the island, which is still pretty like jungle-ish versus Singapore City on the south side that you see in the movies. But anyway, one night we're out there and we're getting ready to go out, and I'm watching these guys. They're out in front, coworkers of mine. They're out there drinking beers and stuff, and they see a snake crossing the road. So they decide to grab a garbage can, about one of those 20, 30-gallon garbage cans, and walk over and drop it on top of the snake. So now the snake is caught inside of the garbage can. So I'm still watching them, and they decide to lift up the garbage can to see what they had caught. And when they lifted up that garbage can, about half the snake stood up and its hood opened. It was a king cobra.
Oh, jeez.
Hello.
So they flipped out, kicked the garbage can, and ran back toward the building, and the snake hightailed it back into the jungle.
Gee, they obviously did not think this plan through, because as soon as you said they put a garbage can on top of it, my first thought is, now what?
Is that the scariest snake just based on? I mean, I know black mambas are dangerous and they're nasty and big.
I think they're the scariest because universally people recognize what a cobra is. No one says what kind of snake. Once it puts out its hood, you know what it is, and you never hear anything.
Can't they spit venom into your eye or whatever and just kind of poison you that way?
Yeah. I think this was like a Malaysian king cobra, one of those big ones you see online, on TikTok videos of these people that have snakes. But it was a pretty good sized snake, and it was not happy being in the garbage can.
How tall did that thing rear up?
At least a foot or two.
All right. Did that kind of freak you out just being in an area where those existed?
Well, they had kept. They had these locals who stayed in front of our buildings, and that was their job, was to make sure to go around the grounds and at least make sure the area we were staying were free of snakes so that you didn't suddenly step on one day going out to the bus.
Were there any other local wildlife that they warned you about? So snakes are snakes, but I mean, like, what is it, in Thailand or something, where the monkeys basically just rob tourists and there's nothing they can do about it?
I didn't see anything else. I mean, I think there is also monkeys and things down there, but we really didn't see much of them. We just saw like snakes and stuff like that out there.
Yeah.
That's what like a snake, I get it. I know it's dangerous. I know it's venomous. It's a cobra. It is established that it's a cobra. I'm telling you, I don't trust monkeys. Because at least with the cobra, I mean, look, and obviously the cobra can kill you, but typically it's one. If you see a monkey and it's up to no good, you know it has 15 buddies somewhere that are ready to ambush your ass. There was a guy... Again, showed him in Thailand, and Thailand does have these laws and rules. You can't bring harm to the monkey. So even though it's getting a little outrageous there, the cops are like, look, man, we can't even tase these things. We can't do anything. There's nothing we can do. And tourists still go there. So the monkeys are everywhere. And, yes, we know they'll steal your crap and all that. But they showed a guy, monkey is minding its own business. And it was, do you remember this, sitting on the edge of like a balcony? Maybe like a 4-foot balcony.
Okay.
And the guy walks up, and his buddy's filming him. And he pushes the monkey off the balcony. And the monkey makes one scream, and I swear to God, it's like 30 monkeys show up, and they're chasing this dude. And they catch up to him, and they basically commence to beating this guy's ass for pushing the monkey. And I'm like, why would you want to visit this place, man? Not that I recommend you push a monkey, but even if you don't push the monkey, they still ambush people. You know, like it'll snatch your glasses and like, you instinctively try to grab him back, and then it screams, and 15 of his buddies pop up behind a car, and it's like, why are you going there?
Yeah. I was terrified of my daughter living in Namibia.
Sure.
Just because I knew what was out there. There was one guy that was not too far away from the town that she lived in, and he went out to use the bathroom one night, and a lion just grabbed his ass and drug him off.
Yeah. I remember you telling me, because I'm reading that, and I'm like, God, it's crazy. You're like, yeah, my daughter's there. I'm like, oh.
I know.
Oh, damn.
And she's walking to school every day, and they go out at night, and most of those places, like the bars and things like that, are more of outdoor tiki-style open air bars.
Yeah, it's hot. It's warm.
Right. So, there's no walls or anything like that.
And there's lions.
Yeah, you got a grass hut on, roof on top, and, there's a bar in the middle like you're on vacation in, the Caribbean, but it's out in the middle of Africa.
What about when you were on safari? Were you more worried about like a snake getting into your tent or? Or is it more like just the lions and big animals?
There were so many things. There were so many big bugs that were nuts.
Right.
Black mamba was the one that kind of freaked me out because they apparently can squeeze into just about anything.
Yeah.
And they're big. And I mean, there's a reason it's called a black mamba. This thing is huge. And they have a look about them that looks like they just want to kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Like some snakes just, like a boa constrictor, you can see one and go, all right, well, it's a beautiful animal.
Sure.
I know how it works. Black mamba doesn't do that. It bites you and then tries to eat you.
Yeah.
So to me, that was like, look, you can see an element and understand the inherent danger.
But you're not going to, if you're normal, you're not going to approach it. I just read an article about, it is in Manitoba. It's called the polar bear capital of the world. Okay.
All right.
And it's like Channing, Manitoba, something like that. Anyway, so I read this article. You can only get there by train or plane. There are no roads. Okay. So they took a train. It took 2 days from Winnipeg on this train in frigid temperatures to get there. But they went there during the winter, was the point of this. And so this person who wrote the article said, well, we came in the wintertime because this is the polar bear capital of the world, to the point that the only safe time is in the winter. Or maybe it's the opposite. Christ, that's why I don't go. Anyway, the polar bears are on the sea ice hunting, okay?
All right.
So you're reasonably safe to be there. This town has like 1,500 people, and everyone there says, look, man, we have a couple of rules if you come here, I believe, during the summer. When the polar bears aren't on the water, they're on the land. And you can't go a day without, again, polar bears, okay? So everything's built to withstand polar bears attacking it, whether it's the vehicles, the hotels, all that kind of thing. But they have rules like you cannot walk alone at day or night in the city. They said if polar bears are back on land, like we just have a rule. So like when the kids go to school, they put them in these big like snowcat kind of thing. And I'm like, why would you want to live there? I mean, like your rule is like, bro, you don't even like open your door to get the mail.
No, in Victoria Falls, they had hippos walking up and down the street at night.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The restaurant I went to downtown was 4 blocks away.
All right.
It's the easiest walk in the world. They're like, you cannot walk home from this place.
Did you even say, dude, I'm
and they're
4
not
blocks.
They're not trying to shake you down. They're not trying to get your money for an Uber because it's like $2.
Yeah.
So they're not trying to railroad you. It's just the fact that, and then they have these pictures up just to show you that we are not kidding. They're roaming the neighborhoods at night. It is not safe for you to walk, back to the hotel. And I'm like, well, there's no big perimeter fence or anything around the hotel either. So if they wanted to walk out there, I mean, it's just the same.
I would also think if a hippo wanted to open the door, it could. Elephant, hippo, lion. Hell, they show bears do it all the time. Just push the door off the hinges, and now they're in your house.
Mm-hmm. It's insane because it does look like a regular neighborhood.
I mean, I guess if you grow up somewhere where that happens, you just kind of get used to it.
Right, but I still feel like it's a different kind of danger. I mean, you're used to it. The rules are the rules. I get it, but also when you think about why is this rule in place? Oh, because at night, these wild animals that will kill you are out in droves. I mean, it just seems uncomfortable. I know what you're saying. Like, you don't know what you don't know. And maybe they don't know. So if they talk to Miles, and Miles says, I don't live in a place where that's an issue. Mm-hmm. Maybe they go, what do you do at night? Like, now then. You don't worry about it.
Well, we talk about Australia all the time.
Sure.
But like my buddy Aaron, right, that lives down in...
You want to say Aaron?
No, but I almost died out. Like, I've gone out and like hung out and had dinner with him, and he's like, he goes, I don't know why you live in an area where there's like bears and cougars. He's like, you rent, like, I'm like, yeah, you could rent. I'm renting cabins in the middle of nowhere in the state. He's like, yeah, that's an Australian. That's scary to us because we don't have that.
Right.
Your wilderness is kind of scary.
And we got cougars and coyotes in that park near you.
Yeah.
Like, they know they're in there. Like, what? A cougar? And they're like, he's somewhere in there. I'm like, cool.
You mean in downtown?
Not downtown, up by North
Seattle.
Oh, okay.
And but still, that's downtown to me.
It's not a massive park, but it has enough dense foliage that whatever's in there, it's going to be in there.
There's just a little reserve back there.
But they're pretty sure there's the coyotes definitely.
Then there's a little ravine that goes through.
Yeah. Which
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't walk it by myself, but I think that kind of takes you over to like where the lake and more wildlife is.
Mm-hmm.
So
but it's carnivorous wildlife, man.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
A man trying to retrieve a cat perched at the top of a tall pine tree ended up needing to be rescued himself in the Los Angeles Mission Hills neighborhood on Wednesday night. LA firefighters were sent to Burnett Avenue after receiving reports of a man trapped in a tree about 11:30 at night. When crews arrived at the scene, they found the man was still stuck relatively high up the 60-foot pine tree. Video footage shows the man's black and white cat perched at the very top of the tree.
Meow, meow.
Where he was trying to rescue it before he got stuck. Fire crews then used a ladder to assist the man down from the tree and evaluated him for any injuries. He was soon released and seen walking back to a group of onlookers who had gathered at the scene. The cat was left to its natural ability to climb down due to a series of high-voltage lines that made rescue efforts dangerous for firefighters. So the cat basically just ended up coming down on its own.
Yeah.
When should you have not tried to help? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Amanda. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, boys.
Hola.
Hello. Well, this is a great topic, and I'm going to get some things off my chest with this, so thank you.
Uh-oh.
Therapy.
I'll take those things.
Wrong things, buddy.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Those
All right.
things.
I thought they were the right things.
Yeah.
So my little situation, even as it sits right now, my younger sibling needed a spot to stay, and so I offered my spot up for him to stay. This is a while ago. I granted him a year of staying with me so he could get his feet back on the ground and get his life up and running again. So it has not been a year. It's been about 8 months now that he's been with me. And I am not a pot smoker. I don't like it. It gives me a headache, all that good stuff. I'm just not my lifestyle kind of stuff.
Right.
And I am a renter, so that stuff is not allowed anyway for anybody. But he does it anyway. My house smells like the essence of that. So it sucks in that way. I have come to find out that my sibling is a hoarder type person who, like, it's just gross. Just I lead a pretty clean life for the most part.
You used to.
Yeah. And so now I have hoarder-like tendencies that are going on in my home. And, like, I swear to God, if I pick something up, my sibling is like, where did that go? I'm like, dude, that's like, that was trash. I don't get it. So he knows, like, where it's at or what's missing. And then we got a girlfriend now who is basically my, like, second roommate who is coming, going, showering, cleaning, all those things. So it's just like, it's been hell. Terrible.
What was his situation that he needed a place to, quote unquote, reset?
Okay, so this is probably, so he came from a different state, like he was about to be homeless. But the whole thing of it is, the reason I even did this is because when I needed help, like a very long time ago with my kids, he actually was the only family member to help me. And he helped for a good year. Like, he helped me a lot. And so, like, I kind of was like, okay, you know, he was a kid at that. We're 10 years young. He's 10 years younger than I am. And so, you know, like, he was literally a kid. He came out in his mid-20s to help me out when nobody did help. So I was like, all right, you know what? My life is on track. So I can help you now, you know. But literally he came out and he is not the same person, you know, like at all. And so I kind of, the therapeutic part of this for me was, it's really hard because I love this kid a lot. But at the same time, my life is no bueno. It's not healthy for me. And the thing of it is, though, is like, because now he's almost 40. And he's got this girlfriend, like, he's got a great job. Like, he put himself together very well, you know?
So why is he still staying with you? If he has a good job and all that kind of thing, why isn't it? Because I would just think if I have the money to move out, I would do that.
Thank you. And I even asked him, I was like, why do you want to live with me? You have a room here. You could have a house. You could be with your girl. Like, all this. I asked him, and he's like, well, you told me a year. I'm like, dude. But you're giving me, like, I have I have two kids they're teenagers, but they don't even feel comfortable. I have friends that don't want to be over at my house and all this because his lifestyle, and I don't think
Is it just the smoking weed, or is there more to it? I know you said he's kind of a hoarder and a mess,
right?
But is he a nasty person, or is he decent, or is he creepy, or you know what?
I mean, I would say he probably has. He's very introverted, I guess you could say. He probably has like some social emotional stuff. But the thing that is driving me up the rails, the thing that really, really bothers me is that his girlfriend has like started coming and staying. And so that's the thing. And like I was asking, okay, can you pay $100 a week? Because now the utilities have gone up.
Yeah.
Like everything is spiked up.
Water alone.
Yeah, if you take a shower, sure. So have you talked to him about his girlfriend maybe not coming over all the time? Does she have a place?
Okay, so her situation is it's sad. It sucks all around. But she lives with her ex-husband's mom and dad.
Jesus Christ.
And so she has no place. And when I've gotten mad at him, I've been like, go to her house. He's like, I can't. And I was like, okay, so you all can like abuse this situation and not respect me, but you'll respect her place.
Also, just tell him to go outside to smoke the damn weed.
Right. If nothing else.
Even if he does that, though, you know it lingers.
It does, but at least it's not indoors, you know?
Right.
I think I have a suspicion. I'm not a pot smoker. Maybe you guys can help out with this. I have a suspicion. One day I was home early, and I heard him coughing like so bad in the bathroom, and I was like, is he sick? But he was fine. But what I think he does is I think he goes and takes a shower and closes the bathroom all up and hits it hard in there.
Yeah, probably. You got an exhaust. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It's called a Hawaiian hot box.
Is that, see? I was thinking, is that a thing? And I had to look it up because I was like, why does it smell in here? And then
know why. You know whether you smoke pot or not. Look, I don't shoot heroin, but I can typically judge if somebody shot up heroin in my bathroom, right? I mean, there are telltale signs. You're not dumb. You know what he's doing. My question for you is, all right, so you feel like you owe him one because he helped you out with a kid. It's been 8 months.
Yeah.
Do you have 4 months left in you, or are you just going to snap?
No, I gave him a 22-day notice, but I know that he's been trying to find a place, but he can't get a place. So now my heartstrings are real sad because I don't want him. Great, now he's on the streets out here. Instead, I don't want that for him, but at the same time, I'm not responsible for him.
No,
I thought you said he had a good job.
He does. He has a good job, but in the same token, I don't know if his credit is shot or whatever, or I have no idea what the deal is, but he's been declined places, but it's him and his girlfriend trying to move in together.
Okay. All right. So neither one of them are very well bank-worthy.
Does she work?
She worked. They met at the same place. They worked at the same place. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, your credit might be shot, but if you have a good job, typically when you're renting, they just want to see some pay stubs.
Correct. They just want to make sure you
get, If you have the money, they're not worried about what you did in the past. They want to know what they believe you can do now and into the future of whatever your lease might be. So if he has a decent job and he has pay stubs, most places that rent, unless you're going, some high dollar place in Bellevue or something, but if you're just getting a normal apartment, they're not running a whole lot of credit checks.
There's also low-income housing available for people who are struggling.
Sure.
Who don't have those resources as well.
Yeah, you can get a place.
I mean, trust me.
I promise you, you can get a place.
You might be on a list or whatever, but you can just keep knocking on doors. Figure it out until you find a place to live.
All right, well, look, do you feel any better getting it off your chest?
I do, but can I, okay, so I have a question.
All right.
I gave him this 22-day notice. It's up on June 2nd. If he doesn't have a spot, what should I do? That's where I'm struggling.
That's a judgment call. That's what the struggle is. I mean, that's the whole thing. It wouldn't be a struggle if we had the answer for you. It's a judgment call.
Yeah.
Because it's a family member and he helped you out. I know what I would do, but I'm a little less forgiving. You got to go.
What would you do? I want to hear. What would you do?
Okay. I would say this is the deal that we made. All right. To me, that's first and foremost. Because if you're going to renege on a deal, I will walk away from anything. And that's it. So this is the deal we made. If you need some extra time, then arrangements need to be made where this is going to be done in the form of money. right? Then it's going to be $300 a week, whatever it's good. And if you can't do that, then you got to go.
There's also one more option. When is your lease up?
My lease is up in a year.
Can you get out of it?
I mean, you can.
I don't want to. I like where I live. I don't want to do that.
Even if you just move 2 doors down in the hallway or wherever you are, you know. Could you go to Could you move to a 1-bedroom unit close to you?
But it's got kids, man.
No,
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
I have my kids that come. That's the problem. Is like it's set up for my kids and I. You know what I mean? So having him there has been burdensome.
Yeah, I would let him know, like, here's the date. I understand you might need time. I don't buy I can't get a place. That's bull ass. But that said, like, okay, we're going to do it week by week, and it is $300 a week at least. And if you fail to pay that, you're gone. Your stuff's gone, everything. Because I've asked you, and you have a girlfriend, and both of you have this good job. And between the two of you and your grown-ass adults, and you're telling me, not for lack of funds, but you're telling me something about your past, you can't get a place. I've got a very checkered past myself, and during the worst of my times, if I had the money, I could get a place. I don't buy that at all.
And even though you're siblings, there's rules when you're roommates, right? Like me and Miles and Thrill lived together for a while. I am far from the cleanest person in the world, right? Not like I'm filthy, just like clutter. But the common spaces we share together, you got to stay clean.
Yeah.
Right? That's part of the deal. So if he wants to live with
the living room was always, right, whatever your bedroom looks like, that's your own business.
Right.
But yeah, the living room was always taken care of. By the way, just so you know, Amanda, we're going to move on. But that said, most of the people on YouTube are just telling you, look, it's time to go.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
I wouldn't even give him an option. Because if you give him an option, he's going to keep taking the option.
Yeah. I mean, I wish you the best of luck on there, but that is the universe. Not one person's like, oh, I feel bad. They're like, you can feel bad.
I told you, man.
You still got to get.
I've got one friend of mine has passed on, but I know for a fact that there's 2 other people out there.
Yeah.
And they've done it before, that if they ever said, I want to come out to Seattle and see you, I would be like, no.
Because they're going to be a roommate, right?
They're not leaving. Yeah. Oh, man, it's beautiful out here. Everyone's going to stay for the summer.
No.
I know they're freeloading anyway, wherever they are right now.
Yeah.
I know they're living with 3 or 4 people as a 50-year-old, as a 55-year-old. So,
and to me, age makes a big difference on that. If she said her brother was like 22, it's like, all right, well, you're not. You still got to get out there and do your stuff.
Tim would have
at 40, like, no, bye.
Tim would have got off the couch after a month and a half, 2 months with his dog and everything else, unless his girlfriend's mom had knocked on the door and dragged her daughter out.
Right.
Because he wanted to be with her. And that was basically it. He's like, all right, I'll go find my own place now.
Right, but that's the motivation.
But he always could have. And that's what sucked.
But the other thing, too,
he was just spending money on weed and, pizza.
But you said he wasn't even working. She's saying her brother.
Well, he still had money from his old job at Walmart
right.
before he got fired in North Carolina.
But I'm with Thrill. Like, he's got a job. You have a girlfriend. Like, go get a place.
And they met at the same place. And apparently, I'm not saying they pay extraordinarily well, but they pay good enough that they call it a good job. Mm-hmm. Christ, man. But you tell me 2 adults can't figure it out. It's like, then there's something wrong there. That is not your burden to deal with, man.
When should you have not tried to help? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Pat. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, this, about 7 years ago, I was on my way home from work. I was coming out from downtown Tacoma, around the 16 interchange there, and going to get on I-5. And there was a Mini Cooper in front of me on the in one lane in front of me on the right, and he was obviously face first down in his cell phone. And then coming up behind me on my left was like a Ram 4500. Like a big one.
Yeah, that's a big ass truck. Yeah.
And he had a 40-foot fifth wheel he was towing, and he was exhibiting the same behavior. He's also face first down in his phone. So between these 2 jokers, there's nothing I can do to help them. So
you should have texted him real quick.
Right? I don't know them. So I just decided to punch it and get in front of the truck and get out of there. And then as I was looking back in the rear view to see what happened to this, it was like watching an alligator eat an antelope or a crocodile eat an antelope. Like Mini Cooper splashed all over the place. There's like a geyser of cars, and then I just missed that. And I got home, and my wife was all worried. You know, she's like, "Oh God, I saw this horrible accident on the news. There's like a 27-car pileup on I-5." I was like, "I just missed that. I saw that happen in the review."
But you kept driving, right?
Yeah, I couldn't. There's nothing I could do to help.
Right.
him.
Yep. That was just a hypothetical I threw out earlier.
And you said they're both face down on the phone?
Yeah. Just face down on their phones. This is like 7 years ago when you know, the whole touchscreen smartphones are a new thing, new fancy thing.
Okay. All right.
That is unbelievable.
I see a lot of people on their phone, man.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And all I can think is like, look, you know, there was the guy that clipped our car a couple of weeks ago. He just made a bad judgment. He was not on his phone. So I was pretty chill when we got out of the car, right? Just, are you okay? Before you start freaking out, are you all right? He's like, yeah. Is your wife all right? Yeah. I said, okay. Then if we want to get mad, we have to find something else to get mad about. But everyone's okay. And it was just a fender bender. Had it been the exact same fender bender, but he's looking at his phone, I would have gotten out of the car hot. Because and I was saying, because we see people on their phone all the time, and I'm like, man, if that person hits our car, I'm going to beat the living S out of them. I have such a low tolerance for that. Like, you're not high. You're looking at your phone. Like, what do you?
Well,
what
also,
is
too, when I'm behind people,
but
I can
you're
see them
driving
on their phone and like the light's green. I'm just like, dude.
That
And I give
pisses me off.
them like 2 seconds. I'm like, I give them the gentle tap, not. You know,
I go straight if you're on your phone. You know, some people, they just got to space out, don't notice the turn green. But when you're on your phone, like, dude, you're behind the wheel. And it shocks me how much on I-5. Like, you're going 70 miles an hour and you're reading a text and you're shooting by us. I'm like, I have no ill will towards you, but if you hit me because you're on your phone, I'm going to beat the living S out of you. That drives me bananas.
Here you go. Good Samaritan who was ambushed and attacked while trying to help an apparent car crash victim believes the motorist wanted to take his life.
Jeez.
He kept saying, "I'm going to kill you. I'm
Okay.
going to kill you," on the 429 expressway near Walt Disney World. He noticed a white Lexus had crashed into a guardrail, and once again, the guy was passed out behind the wheel. I saw the guy. He looked like he was asleep or knocked out. I thought he was dead. So I asked the guy if he's all right. He got up once he heard my door close. He was waiting for me when I walked up to his car. That's when he pounced. It just happened. I was stunned. That's the second story we have out of Florida.
Jesus,
someone
man.
attacking someone who was trying to help him.
Okay, new rule. If you go to Florida and someone looks like they need help on the road, don't help them.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, again, no offense. Full offense. It depends on where you are.
Yeah.
Central Florida, where they're at?
Central, no.
No way.
Yeah.
Right?
Tampa, Orlando, Miami, maybe.
Well, I mean, that's not that far from Orlando.
It's not that far, but still, they didn't say Orlando. They said Central Florida.
Orlando's weird, too. I don't know. I know my buddy, he married a girl that her family's from Miami.
All right.
And they are just always like, wait till tomorrow. The family's showing up from Central Florida. Oh. And I was like, I've been to Jacksonville. They're like, yeah, that's northern Florida. They're just like, just trust me, man. They're different.
And you met them?
I did.
And?
Insane.
Really?
Yeah, think more of like Appalachia or.
Okay, they got that vibe going on.
Correct.
The hold my beer vibe.
Hold my beer vibe, like sneaking liquor into a wedding that was an open tab.
What? They snuck liquor into a wedding that had an open tab.
Is that a Knicks game?
Yes, I know. That's almost like, why do you have flask? We're all staying in the hotel. The reception's in the ballroom. It's open bar. I want to say the dad had even paid for like the little hotel bar to have a tab of like $1,000 or something. Like, what are you guys doing? Like,
and it's not going to.
Hey, this is what we drink. This is all we want. And it's like that bottom of the shelf crap.
Wow.
It was very strange. So I'm just telling you. Don't help people in Central Florida if they're stuck on the side of the road.
When should you have not tried to help? 206-803-ROCK. Ages of rock stars on tour this summer. Coming up as we'll sit and spin, but first time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail.
And a few from our question, what became unexpectedly dangerous? Rappelling in Mason County was a lot of fun till the rope broke. Fell over 100 feet and was stuck up there with a broken back.
Jesus.
10 hours before I got airlifted out. Shout out to the guy that ran several miles down for help. John Simpson, R.I.P., buddy. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, a little bit. What?
That one already sounds a little dangerous.
Well, yeah.
It does. Mm-hmm. But now he knows that.
My cousin Raymond was camping in the Spruce Knob area of the Appalachian Mountains. And he and his buddy, they would take these trips. They would go to different places, check out different trails, and they'd be gone for a week or so, whatever.
Yeah.
And his buddy gets out of the tent one night to go use the bathroom. I think he had to go number 2. And he walked off of a cliff.
Oh. Just to poop?
200 feet.
Oh.
Yeah. He was gone. So Raymond had to run back to first of all, he figured out a way to circumvent and get down there.
Yeah.
To check on his buddy. At the time, his buddy still had a pulse.
All right.
And he was breathing, but he was unconscious. So then Raymond ran back like 2 days to the car.
Jesus Christ.
To be able to drive to a gas station to call somebody for help. And then they had to hike back in again. And by the time they got there, he was not around.
Because he had to poop.
Because he had to poop in the middle of the night.
Nobody thinks pooping is dangerous. Not that dangerous.
Well, he just wanted to get away from the tent.
Well, of course. He's doing all the right things.
Yeah, exactly. We just stepped right off a cliff.
Damn.
Guys, driving to QFC on my lunch break, going 25, got T-boned by a guy that was running from the cops. Cheers, bitches. That from Jamie. That sucks.
Uh-huh.
And the running of the bulls. Well, I think you understand that there is an inherent risk to doing that.
It's running with bulls, yeah. Would you do it?
Not now. I probably would have in my 20s or early 30s.
Really?
Well, what is your most sprite era of life?
I mean,
because, man, I'm just
18?
trying to think. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
That would have been my best bet.
When am I at my fastest?
I feel like I would do it now.
Would you do it now?
I would think I would do it now. Now, I know I have a closing window. Because kind of same thing. I know I'm slowing down. I'm starting to hurt in places that I don't know why I'm hurting there.
Well, they're also cobblestone streets, so you have an easy opportunity to twist an ankle.
But people aren't necessarily getting taken out because they're slow. Because when you watch the bulls, they're running past you.
Oh, sure.
They are faster than you. It's not like they're singling out some slow guy. So even if you're sprinting and you're keeping a good pace, the bull catches up to your ass, and you still people see him just get slung into the sidewalk. Because to me, if it doesn't matter if you're slow or fast, then there's no reason for me to be involved at all. Because I don't know what the strategy is then, right?
Well, it's one thing to go out on a run. If I do go for a run, I start very, very slowly and work my way into it and see what my pace is and all that. I mean, you're talking about just from a dead sprint. I mean, that's where I pull a hammy or some crap.
But I do think your motivation's different when you say there's a 2-ton bull with horns behind you. Like, I feel like even as a smoker for decades, like, I'm going to find it within myself to keep running.
All right, let's get some
that's what I'm saying, like, right? Like, I did that boxing match. It was 28.
Yeah.
It's like late 20s, early 30s. Probably would have done it. But right now, I just feel like I'm just going to get run over by a bull.
Me too.
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter the age. Slow, fat, skinny, whatever your conditioning is, like, it doesn't matter there.
It's not even about being run
like
over
Usain Bolt will still get stomped by one of these bulls. Yeah, he's fast.
What was the guy that was like the world famous who came back, bullfighter? And the picture of him a couple weeks ago is basically that horn straight in the backside. That's what I'm worried about.
He's known as like the greatest bullfighter in Spanish history. All right, and I don't remember what he did. I don't even think he was injured by a bull. I think like he pulled his own hammy or something, but he's making his big comeback. People are cheering him. He does this thing. That bull tore his ass up, and I mean that literally.
Yeah.
That's all.
I mean, that's that.
Because it's a bull.
Step on me. How about that? I'll take that. I know it's going to hurt. I'll take the hoof to the back before I'll take the horn to the bum.
And that's the thing. What motivates the horn? Because every year that they show the running of the bulls, some people get stepped on, and I understand that. And you're right. Like, there's nothing personal. But people that get gored, I'm like, there are 200 people around you, and this bull has stepped on 8 of them, all right? But they singled this dude out and put their horn in him. I'm like, what is it about you? Is it your cologne? Also, I want to know everything.
In Africa, they cut a lot of the horns off of the rhinos.
Yeah.
And the reason they do that is so that they're not poached. Because that's what they poach. They'll leave the animal dead.
Yeah.
And just take those horns.
So we're going to take the horns before the other people do.
What I'm saying is, with those bulls, you would think that they could just cut those horns.
What, the running of the bulls?
Yeah.
But that takes the excitement out.
I know. Well, it does.
I mean, look, there's a reason I won't do it.
Yeah.
I get it, but yeah.
All right, let's get some extra emails here. We have no birthdays today. No one's celebrating a birthday in Seattle.
No one was born on this day. Not one.
Not one person. Not one. Yep.
Dip responsibly.
Apparently, they're having sex responsibly.
Had some of the men's room roasted red salsa over the weekend. Had it yesterday. Fantastic, man.
Excellent.
Yes. Had the sausage. Had the beer.
We had the sausage on Sunday, along with some champagne for the Arsenal.
That's right.
Did not have the salsa, but yeah, the sausage. We just kind of chopped them up and had them at like an app.
Did they put the audio on the TV for you at 9 a.m.?
Well, I was just watching it with my buddies.
Oh, I thought you were going to the bar.
I'm doing that next Saturday for Champions League final.
I got you. Okay.
The best quote I heard, I'll talk about it more later. What did he say? I've heard North London forever like 10 times already this morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, our boy was. He'd heard a lot that day already. Somebody was feeling no pain.
Okay.
How about this one? The subject is the return of the red. Now being served at Foley's on the Green, a golf bar at Meadow Park in Tacoma on the golf course.
Nice.
Have a great photo, but not sure how to send it. My name's Jenny. I'm the front house manager, and once it became available, we got it tapped right away. Yeah. Super delicious beer. Thank you, guys. No, thank you.
For someone who doesn't know how to send a photo, you did a great job because we got the photo.
And that's not too far away from where I play, so I can stop in there next weekend and
get drunk
and grab one.
Get drunk on Jenny.
Well, I just grab one right now. But
just tell her, hey, Jenny said it's all right.
Yeah.
That's all you got to tell her.
She's the front house manager. I know the front house manager.
She said it was okay. She's picking up the tab. Everything.
Here's one as far as how the dress or the costume affected the situation. Guys, I have a bunny suit from the Christmas Story, perfect replica. And I would wear it on Christmas going to the movies every year. One year I left the movies, went to the bar Christmas Day, and turned my phone back on from the theater to see a lot of missed calls and texts from my father and siblings. My grandfather had a really bad stroke and was in Harborview. And they were asking if I wanted to go see him. Now, I start crying at the bar top, all pink bunny of me with my big beard. This was not a good look. 2 weeks later, the bartender showed me a picture someone took of me at the bar in my costume, crying with vodka in hand.
Oh, no.
God, I wish I had that picture still.
That is kind of bad.
Not bad bunny, sad bunny.
And it's Christmas. Nobody's going to know you personally are dealing with that. They just think you're out there crying on Christmas.
Yeah, lonely all by yourself at the bar.
They'd be like, you know why he's alone? He's dressed like a rabbit. Because that's what people would do. I know why he's crying. Dude, that would be such a great meme. I wish you could find that picture and post it.
Oh, he sent a picture in the bunny costume. I think you saw that up on the print.
But not the crying one.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Subject is dream, Ola Bacholas. Funny you guys did a segment on dreams the other day and what they mean, because I literally just told my friend about the weirdest dream. In the dream, me and my friend went to a bar and somehow ran into Miles, Thrill, and Ted Smith. We were all drinking together, and apparently Miles and Thrill were both trying to hook up with my friend. Meanwhile, Ted and I ended up kissing. That from Maggie.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey.
How's Maggie's
all right.
kissing skills?
Hey, look, it's been 15 years. Dream Ted is still out there doing it.
You know, I just want to throw
He's
this out
just
there.
better than I am.
I find that offensive. It's her dream.
Correct.
But her brain's like, I want Ted.
Yeah.
Speaking of Miles and Thrill, they can have my friend. I don't care.
Hey, you were there, dude.
I was there. Well, sorry. Yeah.
Subject is Subject is Liverpool. Olaviches. To quote the Ted Smith, I'd like to go to Liverpool, but I'm not going to go. Boo. Ted, you'd have a blast there. You can see the best parts and sights within a couple of days, which include allowing for the heaviest drinking sessions with total strangers talking your ear off that you would have anywhere in the UK, aside from maybe Newcastle. In fact, that's pretty much the reason I've lived here since moving to the UK. And we're only down the road from Manchester, so you can visit two major cities in a very short space of time. Don't be a stranger. It's far cheaper and friendlier here.
The mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Daily Mix Show on a boat.
On a boat?
They're on a boat.
Yeah.
They're on a boat. Friday morning, join the Daily Mix Show live from the Edmonds Kingston Ferry. Broadcasting their show live from 6 until 10.
For no reason other than the fact that they can.
Meg said he's going to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to get up there on time. I think they're going to start off early. The goal, from what I understand, I know they're just riding the ferry doing their show.
Yeah.
But they really just went over to go to Kingston and get some pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I told them, look, man, if you're going to go get that pizza over there at that sourdough place, bring us a couple pizzas back.
Please.
You know, just drop by
We'll give you the money for it.
studio on the way
Yes.
back. We'll have a nice Friday lunch in here.
Yeah.
Let them do the legwork. Just give them some cash maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But either way, they are celebrating the Washington State Ferry and 75 years of service in the Pacific Northwest.
75 years.
75 years.
Okay.
So they're going out there to do a little birthday pizza party.
Do we not have the most extensive ferry?
We have the largest in the United States.
But I feel like we had one of them.
Boston
Has a bunch. Well, there's a lot of them out there that go out to like the Cape and stuff.
Right, but I mean,
I
just
feel
as
like
far
we
as
have the largest and most used
ferry system. We do.
Correct, right?
Okay.
Because people commute and stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're going to be on a boat. I don't know how many times it's going to take them to get over and back and over and back.
How long is that ride? Is that
4 or
30
5
minutes?
4 or 5, maybe 40 minutes. Is that what it is?
Maybe it's pretty short.
Yeah.
But Friday is supposed to be beautiful.
Oh man, no kidding.
So weather-wise,
They'll have the best
if you
view
want to get
in
on
the
a boat
city.
and do that. I think they've got some new rules with the ferry too, where they have designated areas where you can bring your dog.
I've heard that.
So they just passed that this week.
Suzanne just asked, are they going to Sourdough Willie's? We're hoping that they do. Look, I don't care if they go for them. What we're saying is if they do go for them, we will give you cash. Can you please bring some back to the studio?
Yeah.
That's
a pizza-loving show right there. Danny alone, man.
Oh, God, no kidding.
Absolutely. So hopefully you can maybe take it one way or the other and join him for the broadcast. All right, our question, when should you have not tried to help? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Aaron. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I used to be a waiter. I don't even know if this restaurant exists anymore. At a place called Joe's Crab Shack.
Yeah.
And
I think they're a chain, man.
Yeah, I didn't know if they had made it after all these years or not, because they used to be everywhere, but I haven't seen one in a while.
I know there's not any up here, but that was a pretty big chain.
Joe's Crab Shack?
Oh, yeah. You don't remember those?
I don't.
There's one in San Diego.
I think they started in Florida because they have the stone crab legs.
All right.
I don't know. You worked there. Isn't that the thing, like the crab legs?
Yeah, it was. And the one I worked at was in Texas, so maybe it's more of a southern thing.
No, they have one in San Diego.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it was one of my first waiting jobs, and I was never good at carrying drinks. I don't know how people do it.
I mean, it's kind of important when you're a waiter.
Yeah, I mean,
it's always impressive, but it is also important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't last very long. So I was walking to a table and I had some tea on a tray, and one of the cups fell off and it poured down the back of this kid's shirt, and his parents are like, they kind of started laughing and stuff, but I was mortified. I said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I said, let me get a towel." And they're like, "Oh, it's okay." And I was like, "I'm sorry." And I kept wanting to try to help, but while I kept wanting to try to help, I kept saying I was sorry, which is what ruined it, because the more I said I was sorry, I think they started to think about it. And they're like, "Oh, yeah, okay, well, I guess if this guy's sorry, this is what I think they thought in their head, then we must need to get mad." Because the more I apologized, the more they started to get angrier and angrier. And then I was like, I wish I had just not done anything.
How old was this kid that you dropped the drink on?
I would guess 10-ish, maybe.
That's still funny.
You should be able to get a Joe's Crab Shack T-shirt in a small and just bring it over to the table,
Yes, yeah, that would have been great.
So did they end up getting outwardly mad at you?
They got to the point, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where, like, someone starts off, it just kind of ended in a way where, like, they just didn't want to talk to me, and they were they're just kind of like, yeah, no, that's fine, and just trying to get me to quit talking. So it wasn't any yelling or any nastiness, really, but they were definitely not happy with me, and they just wanted me to shut up.
How long did you last as a waiter?
Oh God! If I made it 6 months, I'd be surprised. Maybe 6 months.
Is that the only place? Is that only place you were a waiter?
Yeah, I think so. The first place I ever worked at that had a wait, that I did any weighty type of stuff, was just some little restaurant in a small Texas town. I was more of a busboy there, but I took stuff out there. So yeah, to tables every once in a while. I think that was pretty much. No. I had one other one. That was a lie. I worked at a Mexican restaurant in East Austin. So, there I poured hot grease on a lady's leg off a plate.
Jesus, man.
You're
what are you doing?
What do you do now?
I work in retail, so.
All right, how have you messed that up?
And what's the worst thing you've done in retail?
Stick a coat hanger in somebody's eye? Like, what have you done?
Not yet, knock on wood.
Not yet.
Okay.
All right, God damn,
They
man.
got some choice locations, says Joe's Crab Shack. You got Garden Grove, California, Oceanside, Sacramento, Florida, Daytona Beach,
all right,
which is an S show, Orlando. They got one in Kentucky in Louisville.
That does not.
Branson, Missouri.
That makes sense.
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Makes sense.
I think you're getting the vibe of this place,
Yeah.
just based on the locations.
Correct. There's a shark coming out of the front of it.
If it's,
Is it good, though?
I never ate it.
I have. It's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
Is it any different than me and Miles going to Bubba Gump Shrimp Company?
That's better.
Oh.
How was Bubba Gump?
Great.
Really?
It's much better.
Okay.
The only
I
issue
think
I
that's
have
serious.
with Bubba Gump, and I very much enjoyed my food there. It just, in retrospect, I was in, what is that? Where Cannery Row is, down there in
Monterey.
So there's plenty of restaurants, but you know me, I was just like, I'll pop in here.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, dude, Monterey has a lot of good restaurants. You could have had lunch at. I was like, yeah, I know. I was just killing time.
Yeah, but you can also get a 22-ounce beer in a mug there.
My kids had a weird
And watch
association with
football.
Bubba Gump. They had never seen Forrest Gump. And it's a couple of years ago, I'm in Pennsylvania at the in-laws over Christmas or Thanksgiving, one of the two, but it's that part of the season, so Forrest Gump's playing. And the kids are not watching from the beginning. And I don't remember exactly when they chimed in, but me and my father-in-law are watching it. So the kids sit down, they start watching the movie, and they kind of enjoy Forrest Gump because in their mind, he's kind of akin with Pee Wee Herman. You know, like, I know he's an adult, but, you know, like, all right, man. So they're enjoying the movie. What we didn't realize was based on where it is in the movie, they now go to Vietnam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's crushing.
Bubba goes down and and even as an adult, man, I mean, it's a tough scene, and they are just devastated. And then through their tears, I can't remember which one of my kids said it, but they're like, is that Bubba from Bubba Gump? Like, yeah, that's the Bubba. Mm-hmm. But in their mind, this man paid his life for you to eat shrimp.
Well,
that's how they took
I
that
read an
scene.
article, this was years ago, but it was Rolling Stone magazine.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Thank
about
you, Bubba.
It was about the Hollywood formula for the resident idiot.
Okay.
And how this formula works 99.9% of the time.
What's the general formula?
That you need one moron on a lot of things to, if you include,
Are they the sympathetic moron, like you like this moron?
You like Gomer Pyle.
Sure.
All right?
Right. You know he's stupid.
Yeah. Andy
but
Griffith is the smart one. You know, then you've got Don Knotts, who his deputy.
Somewhere in between.
He's a moron.
Yeah.
So there was like this theory of having just this person that you were sympathetic to based on the fact that they had a lower mental IQ.
So Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Because you're right. If Forrest Gump were your average adult, you'd be like, story of a millionaire. Right? That's how you'd have taken it.
Yeah.
But instead, because it's Forrest Gump, you're like, I don't mind that he played the Olympic ping pong team and started a $1 billion empire and has his own shipping
It's a
company.
lovable idiot. It would be the equivalent of Joey on Friends. You know, like they were just saying that like it really helps the success of a show.
Sure.
When you have someone that makes you laugh because you feel like you're of superior intelligence.
Joey was just kind of.
He was stupid. It was stupid.
Yeah.
Even
These
if
other
he
people
was
have like mental problems.
No. I know that what I'm saying. But
Gomer Pyle did not. Forrest Gump does. Joey was more like the lazy kid in class. The teachers liked him even though all he got was an F, right? And we understood that about him. He's not stupid, but he's kind of dumb, but he still made you chuckle when he showed up. You know, Homer Simpson. People like Homer Simpson.
Exactly.
Because he's an idiot. You know, no matter what he does, he's going to do it wrong, but he does everything
But a very
with his heart,
lovable
right?
character.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was like, they're like, this formula always works in Hollywood. Doesn't matter if movies, TV. I thought it was an interesting article. I was like, never really thought of it that way.
Where does Rain Man fall in that? Is he a lovable idiot?
So like Gilligan from Gilligan's Island.
Sure.
Lovable idiot.
Yep, without a doubt.
Same thing. So, I don't know.
They're pretty stupid. They couldn't get off an island.
With a professor.
Right.
With a boat that doesn't go any more than 30 miles.
Hey, if there's anybody dumb on that island, it's the skipper.
I mean, look, man, the professor made a working radio out of coconuts, but he couldn't patch a hole in a boat.
Right.
Yep. When should you have not tried to help? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Lindsay. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola. Hola.
I have a friend that stopped by to see me last summer, and I noticed that he was slurring his words really bad. He had a little pill problem. He was taking a lot of Xanax, and so I told him I was going to give him a ride home. He lived on Alki. I was on Capitol Hill. And it was, or no, it wasn't last year. It was when the West Seattle Bridge was closed. So whenever that was. So it made it very difficult because he lived, it was far. Anyway, so I gave him a ride home, and the next morning he called me up and lost his mind on me because he said I stole his truck. He remembered nothing.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. So, he lost his mind on me. The only way I could get him to stop yelling at me was to put my boyfriend on the phone because he would, do that to him. It was insane.
Did he ever apologize and realize or find his truck?
Oh, no. No.
Did he have a truck?
Yeah, he had a truck. His truck, he left it we left it at my house, and I had his keys. I figured I'd have to go get him again, that day. Or, to pick him up. But anyways, he was just, I was flabbergasted.
Well, yeah.
But he never apologized.
Never apologized.
All right. Not the friend you want to keep.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Damn.
you guys have a nice day.
Yeah, you too. Okay.
Yeah, that would piss me off.
Oh, yeah.
Look, man, everyone messes up. You don't remember what you don't remember, that's fine. But when you do see your truck, and I've been holding your keys for you so that you did not die on your Xanax high, it's simple. Hey, my bad, that would work. Just a my bad. Because, I get it. You were tripping on drugs. You're not going to remember anything. I will let that pass. It's water under the bridge. But, yeah, not saying anything about it. Man, F you.
Head to Georgia. A Cherokee County man was recently bitten by an injured rabid raccoon he tried to save by wrapping it in a blanket.
Again.
With duct tape. And driving it over an hour to a Roswell center that is not licensed to treat raccoons.
Especially rabid ones.
The Chattahoochee Natural Center on Saturday said the incident happened earlier this week. The man found the raccoon, injured and vocalizing in the robe. He then put his coat around it, held the animal against his chest for at least an hour as he headed to the center, despite the business only being licensed to accept raptors, reptiles, and amphibians. Officials said while the man was en route, the raccoon was able to free its head and bit the man on the face and hands. He then drove home and wrapped the raccoon in a blanket with duct tape before resuming his journey toward the center. Now, he arrived at the same...
I am determined to help.
Yeah. He arrived at the exact same time as children who were attending the center's Thanksgiving break camp an hour before the center's wildlife clinic opened. Camp director alerted wildlife officials. Then they met with a man in the parking lot with a kennel. Officials said after much forceful insistence on our part, the man ultimately agreed to seek treatment at a local hospital. Now, the center took the raccoon and made an emergency call to another veterinary hospital, which agreed to obtain the raccoon for euthanasia and submission to the Cherokee County Health Department to see if the thing was rabid. Less than 2 days later, officials said they were notified that the raccoon tested positive for rabies. The man did not provide his full name to the hospital or a wildlife staff, gave a fake phone number to the hospital that was treating him.
Why?
I don't know. They added they were able to retrieve accurate contact information from a family member who then called the center the next day. Why they say the finder's heart was in the right place, he put himself, his family, staff, volunteers, visitors, transporters, and the staff of Bell's Ferry all at risk. They noted that lone wild animals in pain or distress do not vocalize in an effort to not draw predators.
Right.
They ask that before anyone seeks to capture wildlife. They first assess the situation. I did not know that.
Okay, well, they don't because, right, the predators, it's like the coyotes. They mimic an injured dog kind of thing.
Okay.
Because predators will go see what it is because it's an easy meal. So here's the crazy thing about rabies, right? So you get rabies. What is one of the absolute signs that you have rabies?
Foaming at the mouth?
Correct. That plays into this. All right. So whether it's animals or human beings, rabies is essentially like a zombie virus. It takes over your brain for you. And like you've seen these things like with certain ants or butterflies, there's a zombie fungus that gets in them. And basically the rest of this ant's life is at the service of the fungus as the fungus tries to reproduce, right? It'll control an ant to climb way up in a tree. The spore pops out of its head and it blows its spores out. Because that way, the fungus continues to go.
Okay. Right.
The ant's completely unaware. So rabies is much the same thing, but rabies transmits through saliva. So what rabies does is make you aggressive just for the sole purpose of, I can reproduce if I bite you. So I'm foaming at the mouth because this is rabies babies essentially, right? So it makes you aggressive because it's coming through your mouth, and that's why rabies kind of convinces whatever animal it's in to bite something. Because essentially by biting you, it has no ill will toward you. You're just the new host.
Right.
Think
So it is
about
like a zombie.
That's what I mean. So, like when people get rabies, they're aggressive and foaming at the mouth. The foam is the rabies kind of pre-ejaculatory, if you will. It's like that's where the babies are, and because it's your mouth, it wants you to bite something to transmit it.
Okay. All right.
How scary is that?
More fun trying to help animals. We stay in Florida. We go to Palm Beach County, Florida. Jeff Joel is a shark conservation activist. He talked about surviving an attack 5 days ago off of Palm Beach County. He is 69 years old.
Nice.
He said he was diving about 4 miles from the Jupiter Inlet on Saturday when he saw a lemon shark that was stuck in a fishing net.
But I'm Googling a lemon shark.
After removing the shark's head from the net, Joel said the shark thrashed around and bit him on the forearm just above the wrist. Joel applied a life-saving tourniquet. He needed 40 stitches and was hospitalized for 2 days at a West Palm Beach hospital. Medical Center hosted a reunion of shark attack survivors and first responders on Wednesday, and a grateful Joel was there with his arm still bandaged up as he just tried to save a shark out of a net.
Yeah, lemon shark looks like any other shark.
But haven't you not seen those videos lately of people trying to get sharks back in the water who beach themselves?
Oh, yeah.
Am I the only one who gets those in my feed?
I don't know if it's about beaching themselves. I see people.
They get washed up sometimes.
Well, they're fishing for them.
Either fishing or something.
Right. So then, but you got to release it back in there.
But it's different getting it off a hook than it is picking it up on a beach.
Yeah.
And these sharks, like any animal, just spins around and, grabs a hold of it.
I mean, look, they do it, though. I mean, I get some of those shark fishing videos from my guy, Two-Turn Tony. Mm-hmm. But he got bit by one.
Got bit by a shark.
Yeah, that's like their thing. They're crazy dudes that live in Florida now, and they like shark fishing, but they don't kill the sharks generally. They just want to catch them and release them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, in getting that hook out or whatever, they just snap around, and he got bit.
That's the tricky part. Like, I understand you want to prove that you can catch it and you're going to release it and that your mind's in the right place, but did you think it all the way through? Because at some point, you now have a very agitated shark on your boat and you got to get a hook out of its mouth.
One more snake story. A cyclist in New Jersey learned the hard way that sometimes people should let nature take care of itself. Dan Geiger. He's a rider who lives in New York, was riding his bike along a cliff when he saw a snake lying in the bike path. Instead of immediately moving away or keeping his distance from the reptile, he looked to help it. He didn't want it to get harmed. He tried to nudge it with his water bottle, but it didn't move. Geiger then reached out with his hand, a move he would quickly regret. The snake, a copperhead, bit him on the right hand index finger. Geiger stopped 2 passersby for help, who in turn called 911. They said copperhead venom is rarely deadly, but it can cause significant damage to the affected area when the bite occurs. Anything from intense pain, internal bleeding, swelling, blistering, even tissue death are possible as a result of a copperhead bite. He was taken to a hospital where a team of doctors worked to treat the rare injury. As venomous snake bites, they say, not common in New Jersey. The antivenom, the only effective treatment for venomous snake bites, was administered through an IV. But they say because of the quick response, bystanders, paramedics, doctors, along with having the antivenom ready at that hospital, likely saved him from suffering permanent damage to his hand. He was hospitalized for 2 nights before being released.
Just there's no chance I'm saving a snake or raccoons.
Well, look, first of all, just let nature take its course. Snakes are pretty resilient. They've been around for a while. Again, their body, just the way their body's built, you could, maybe a tractor's going to crush the thing. You could roll over it in your car. Right. It's going to slither off. I removed
a snake. I didn't tell my mom this till the other day, till last week, because I didn't want to freak her out. But she had a huge, pretty good size black snake in her garage.
Yeah.
I was cleaning out a garage over the Thanksgiving break. And this thing was just curled up in the corner. But I also saw rat and mice dropping. So I knew for a fact that I knew why that guy was in there. He was getting a free meal.
Well,
but
it's probably warmer.
But he's also he was pretty dormant.
Yeah.
So I basically just took the hoe down on his head, grabbed him by the head, then walked across the street to the neighbor's property, which is vacant, and threw it in the backyard. Now, I didn't tell my mom anything about this.
Of course.
But then I watched RFK Jr. the other day pick up those snakes by their tail.
And guess what happened?
Which is the absolute dumbest thing to do as far as what.
And they were mating.
They were.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, like he has never dealt with snakes before, obviously.
No, I mean,
you would never pick a snake up by the tail. You try to pin the head down. You try to get the back of the neck.
What's going to bite you?
Exactly.
Right. I mean, like, what's the part that's going to do damage to you? Maybe address that.
I watched
first.
that video. I'm like, that guy is something else.
He's something.
He's something else. All right, still to come, the return of Who Sucks Less on the way at 4:30, and we've got your emails up next to the men's room at KISW.com.
from coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Tonight, a baby in Philadelphia was born with omphalocele.
Born with what?
Omphalocele. Omphalocele is a congenital birth defect where abdominal organs like intestines or the liver protrude outside the body through the umbilical opening covered by a thin membrane.
Yeah, that's gross, Playboy. Keep your insides inside.
Well, it's not like the baby did this on purpose, Felix. That's how he was born. Believe it or not, 1 out of every 7,000 birds or so results in omphalocele. To be honest, I'm surprised that you don't have any family members with it.
Why are you surprised that no one in my family had it?
Oh, come on now, Felix. If anybody's family would have experienced omphalocele, it would be yours.
I'm sorry, do I look like a man whose family is born with their organs outside of their body?
Frankly, no. But you've told me some incredible things about different family members of yours.
Like what?
Well, like your cousin Ronald.
Yeah, man, Ronald, the conjoined twin.
Right. But you said that Ronald had 2 bodies, but only 1 head.
Real big head, man.
And then there's your cousin Luther.
Yeah, Luther's good people, man.
I'm sure he is, but you also said that your cousin Luther is 1/16th fainting goat.
On his mother's side, yeah.
You also have an Uncle Dimitri.
Yeah, man, Uncle Dimitri, he's allergic to styrofoam peanuts.
And circus peanuts and Peanuts cartoons.
Yeah, Dimitri has bad peanut allergies.
But he can actually eat real peanuts.
Yes, Dimitri loves him some peanuts, man.
You have a cousin who is a were-rabbit.
That is Antonio, and yeah, he is a were-rabbit.
Your cousin Lenny is a centaur.
Yeah, he is.
Not just a centaur, but a centaur with a horse top and a human bottom.
That is correct, Stone.
You told me about another cousin named Quincy.
With a face from his forehead to his ribcage.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Quincy, all right.
You also have a cousin who was born with his feet where his hands should be and hands where his feet should be.
Oh, you're talking about Angelo.
Ah, yes, Angelo. And he had a twin brother.
Hector.
And Hector's face was on the back of his head.
Yeah, man, you got a good memory, Stone.
People tend to remember these types of things, Felix.
See, that's flattering right there, Playboy. My family will be honored.
You had an uncle who smuggled a full-grown adult hyena in his rectum.
That was my Uncle Haywood, man. He smuggled a lot of different animals in his backside, Playboy.
And one of those animals was a hyena.
Yeah, but just that one time.
You also had a cousin Julius that was possessed by a demon.
I did, but that was not genetic, man.
Neither is hiding a hyena in one's backside, Felix.
Well, actually, it kind of is, man.
How's that?
Uncle Haywood, he had to have a big anus to fit a hyena, Playboy. Big anuses run on that side of the family.
Of course they do.
Like one time, my Aunt Tyra bent over to tie her shoe in front of a fan. Sounded like a foghorn.
A foghorn?
Yeah, my other Aunt Monica, she sat on a bar stool, slid all the way to the floor.
What?
The whole bar stool, man, disappeared to the backside.
That's what I mean, Felix. Your family has some strange genetics. That's why I'm assuming that maybe one of your relatives was born with omphalocele, like the baby in Philadelphia.
Nah, man, all of our organs are on the inside.
Well, you've got that going for you, I suppose. In the meantime, doctors in Philadelphia say the young man born with omphalocele will have corrective surgery and should make a full recovery.
That is good news, man.
Agreed. Good luck to the young man. We will be back next hour.
No.
Put your thinking caps on, Jess. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. I give you guys a 20% chance on this one. It's a two-part word, if you will. It's a noun with the letters being GK. All right, you ready? GK. It's 2 words, but it refers to a complicated and difficult problem. It's often used in the phrase "to cut the GK," in which
Gordian knot.
Gordian knot. Steve, the thrill.
Boom.
Well done. Wow. I have never heard this once in my life.
Really?
No.
I have heard it before. I don't know even if it's an actual knot. I'm sure it is, but I've only heard it used in the reference that you gave.
Right. It's a difficult situation.
Right. It's like saying a cluster F.
To solve a difficult problem in a very direct way by doing something forceful or extreme.
Yeah.
You're cutting the Gordian knot.
Okay.
All right.
Never heard of that.
Neither have I.
Huh.
Neither have I.
Well, now you have.
According to a new report, Sweden is the first EU country to become smoke-free. Very clean
So, like,
air
you
over
couldn't
there.
even, like, smoke a cig there if you smoke?
I don't believe so, yeah.
Where's this?
Sweden.
I'm not going.
That seems wild.
Right?
It does, but also, it's just one of those countries.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Everything's about health. And then also, since they take care of your health care, they're probably like, look, hey, man, we're not paying for this.
Right. Exactly. Quit smoking.
But what's the punishment? Is it a fine?
It's got to be a fine.
Yeah. See, the problem with cigarette smoke is you can't disguise it. Like,
Right.
you lit up a cigarette and blew out the smoke, like, people know you just smoke a cigarette.
What if they had cities that had smoking sections, like they did with restaurants back in the day? You know, at one point it was all smoking. It's like, okay, no, that part of town, that's a smoking section. You want to smoke here, you go live over there.
I think they find a lot of tourists there.
That's right.
It said the cruise I went on, it's a European company that does the cruise, thus most people on there are European.
Yeah.
Like 85% of them smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, they don't give it a second thought.
Half of Americans say the fun in their lives has disappeared.
Wow.
Damn.
Half of Americans.
Half of Americans, the fun in their life has disappeared.
This doesn't matter, age or whatever. Just half of Americans.
Half of Americans.
This sucks now.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Doesn't have to suck. You're just not having any fun.
right.
Ted.
Things are more expensive these days, and any experience. You know, we can talk about inflation, but at the end of the day, the entertainment industry is absolutely blowing the prices out of the water here. So everything's more expensive. So nobody actually, even if you can't afford to go to the movies,
Is that where you want to spend your money?
Right.
When you
You're
add up what it's going to cost, you're like, there's like 4 other things I could think
right,
of.
you're going to take a shot right to the gut, and then you're going to sit there the first 5 minutes like, I paid how much for this? Like, your expectations go way higher because you paid too much friggin' money to be there. Disneyland. People can't go down there and just enjoy a time anymore. They're looking at their bank account where they can't make their mortgage payment.
Yeah,
because they went to doggone Disney. But you know what? It doesn't have to break the bank to have fun.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
So good news for all of you. I have found 10 cheap and easy ways to have a great time.
Sheila on Aurora.
That's honestly, that was 11.
That was 11. Okay.
9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Who Sucks Less coming up in just minutes, but first time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Sorry, during the break, I just looked at Thrust. That guy might have been the worst waiter. Got called in talking about spilling drinks and spilling grease on people.
Yep.
But he sounded like a really nice guy.
Yeah, he really did, man.
Like, I would like him as a waiter. Just don't bring me anything.
Yeah, have the busboy bring it over.
Couple on our question, when should you have not tried to help? Guys, a guy got rough with his girl at a bar pool table. I stepped in, pushing him off her. She hit me in the head with a cue, so I shoved her into him. I said, never mind, carry on.
Yeah, don't get involved, man.
Yep.
If they ask for help, do. But I feel like 9 times out of 10, you try to do the right thing, and it's the chick that turns on you first. Like, you know the guy's going to turn on you, right? But you try to, are you okay? Next thing you know, she punches you in the face.
Or sometimes, I mean, it's just two dudes, but you show up to the point that the fight's breaking out. You don't really know what side, like, how did this start? Who knows what's going on?
Two people's dogs, anything. Don't get involved.
I mean, I did that once, and I did it reactionary, and one of the dogs was mine, and not a big shepherd
Well, that's
at the
different.
time. Well, no, because the other guy had this big-ass Rottweiler, and at this time, and I got to know the dog was fine, but they, I don't know, just pissing contest, whatever. But me and the guy are talking, and suddenly they get into it, and just instinctively, I put my hand in the middle, like, stop! And they both sat down, and my dog, had that guilty look. Then I'm looking at the Rottweiler, who kind of had a look like, the F did you say to me? And I'm like, maybe I should.
Yeah.
It was just instinct, but I'm like, can you get your dog?
But Miles is right. I had a buddy do it with they're two smaller dogs, but they're siblings, and they got into it all the time. And it was like, just don't pay attention.
Leave him alone.
He got bit.
Met a gal with a baby on a Trailways bus, Phoenix to San Diego. I gave her some money to help her out. 3 days later, she shows up at the Navy base where I was stationed. She needed a place to live.
Oh.
Off the Trailways bus, man.
That's always good stuff.
Yeah.
You ever hook up with the old lady on the Greyhound?
No. Woman from Portland.
A lot of action on these long.
Yes. Yes, there are. And it's much more talkative than planes.
It really is.
Like, because the people aren't all plugged in, you know what I mean, with their...
and they have something to say.
Yeah.
They absolutely do.
Most people on a plane, you see, they have a return ticket.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not a one-way.
It's a new beginning.
One-way ticket is a different conversation.
Bus is a much different animal.
When you're getting back on the plane and coming home. Guys, when I was 16, I went swimming with friends. One dude freaked out halfway across the lake and started pushing me under to keep himself up. After trying to help him multiple times, I had to punch him. That from Suzanne's, the 884.
Yeah, I mean, that's the move.
Punch him.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. I mean, that's what they teach in life-saving. Like if
they're going to pull you down.
You need to drown their ass first, and then pull them out and resuscitate them.
That's why we learned CPR.
Yeah, you get on their shoulders and push them down. Like, you want to play this game? Oliver Cholos, I worked security in downtown Salt Lake a few years back. One day I'm doing a patrol. Some dude is running back and forth at the train station across the street, yelling that his skin was on fire. It wasn't on the property, so I kind of wrote it off as some tweaker until he disappeared at the other end of the station, and I immediately knew something was up. I get over there, and the dude is seizing from an overdose. So I go into work mode and run across the street, call an ambulance. While we're waiting for it, his fellow tweakers are yelling at me to call an ambulance, even though I already did. And they'd been right there. Then they tell me to let them give him water, which is a big no-no with a seizure. They're about to swing on me until the police and ambulance finally show up and deal with the situation. On top of his angry friends, my commander calls me 30 minutes later to tear into my ass for leaving the property and calling an ambulance, wrote me up for it. Needless to say, I didn't stay there any longer. Got on doing overnight security at the zoo. Way better job, where I don't got to deal with people. Keep on rocking, guys. That from Nathan.
What's it like at the zoo at night?
That's exactly what I was thinking, man. How weird is that?
I mean, are all the growls coming out?
No, because that's when a lot of those animals are very active.
That's what I'm saying. So
Right,
you get
so
the
you'd hear 'em
growling.
more.
Yeah.
Well, Miles, you didn't live there. Didn't you live by the zoo for a while?
Yeah. Man, they had this.
Do you hear them?
They had this, some kind of like red-tailed falcon or something like that, right? Got loose. They were running down my street, man. And they all look like falconers. You know, like they got the leather thing on their forearm.
Yeah.
They're dressed like bird watchers. I mean, tan vest, the whole deal, you know. And I'm just watching them, man. And these crows are just tearing.
Losing their ass.
They're just tearing into this guy. They give zero. So he keeps trying to, he's flying now down to like Gasworks down Wallingford Avenue. And I'm just watching this go down. And it was, what's the best way to say this? Do you know how some people can run and other people can't?
Sure.
Yeah.
None of these three people could run. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you look at them like, ooh, you don't run, do you?
Yeah.
It was kind of that kind of like a run, like where your toes were way out waddled. And it was,
what I think to myself is, you're very smart.
I'm like, these birds are this bird is at the top of the tree. I guess you just stick out your arm and blow. I don't know how you get that damn thing down.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm just picturing these three running.
They were like just running down the street. They were not running fast. One person had binoculars, you know.
Jesus Christ.
It was just a scene. I was like, this is too much. Okay, time for a few birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Got a few here. Liquor and Horse. Gentlemen, my brother Cody's birthday is today. Can you give me your penis is too small? And the Dirty German's talking about back door stuff. Thanks, guys. Pat from Devin.
Yeah, when it comes to the back door, I'll go in either the front or the back door. It doesn't matter. You just tell me which one is open.
Ja, we have old saying in Deutschland. Sometimes the back door becomes favorite door.
Yeah. I came from the wrong side of the building. I did not know.
Yeah. It's like we're from the Southern Hemisphere.
Guys, love the show. You make me laugh every day. Thanks for spreading happiness to the Pacific Northwest and beyond. Can you please send a very happy 31st birthday shout out to my son, Peter? A bong rip, some of Ted's skinless bangers, and the Dirty Germans talking about how the World Karaoke Championships competition will go this evening. Thanks, Liquor and Whores. That from the old man.
Mom, we have skinless bangers. I don't want to get sick. Ew. All the regular skin ones. Skinless bangers, Mom. Send them over.
Yeah, I hear you're having the karaoke contest tonight. I will tell you what, I will be there as one of the judges. Everybody gets 2 turns.
Yeah, it's the original skinless banger.
Yeah.
All the guys, another year has come and gone. Happy 40th birthday to me. Could Coach Ted explain what is needed when you turn 40? Also, the Germans giving their best advice now that I'm old. Thanks, guys. That from John H. in Sultan.
All right, turning 40. First of all, congratulations. It's a big birthday. I'll tell you what you do. I say you go out this weekend and rage, man. But then you got to prepare. All right, we got to have some electrolytes in the house. Maybe some Advil, this or that. But we might have to stretch before we even start this party weekend, depending on what you're doing. Be careful in the rivers. They're still very cold.
Yeah, what to do now that you're 40 years old? What I would do is send D-pics to 100 different random numbers. Even if it's a 1% return, you are 1% lucky.
Yeah, see if this town of Sultan, you can get some saliva.
Yeah.
Or a slurp.
Yeah, the Sultan slurp, they call it. Yeah, I'm here for the Sultan slurp.
Guys, my older brother very much enjoys your show. He goes to see you live every chance he gets. His name is Kyle. Today he turns 40, currently in Costa Rica.
Oh.
Living his best life, and all he wanted to ask me was for some dirty Germans telling him how to celebrate and a montage of thoughts. He's my best friend, the best brother you could ask for. Please help fulfill my brother's only birthday wish. Kind regards, guys. That from Tessa.
Yeah, years ago, this particular dirty German was in Costa Rica. So if you want to live your best life, do what I did and find a random stranger who looks a lot like Shakira and tell her that your name is Steven Tyler.
Yeah, so, it's in Costa Rica. You can be anybody you want. Mm-hmm. You could even tell her you're German.
Yeah.
Deutschland. Guys, my other half, Justin, is turning the big 4-0. I need your help to celebrate. He's an absolute diehard fan. He's been listening to you guys since before you were even on KISW. And your show has literally been the only thing that keeps him sane through years of grueling rush hour traffic, commuting on I-5 from Shoreline down to Ken and back. So instead of asking for the standard boring happy birthday, I want to open it up to the panel, handing over the wheel to you guys. Do whatever the hell you want. Thanks for keeping us all entertained and keeping the road rage in check for all these years. And help make his 40th unforgettable. Cheers, guys. That from Liesel. Dealer's choice, Mike.
Haven't heard that dumb owl in a while.
Good day, fellas. Luke from Melbourne here. 47 trips around the sun. Can I get a fish sandwich, an owl hitting the window, your penis is too small, and I cut that bitch off. In that order, please, Mike.
Oh.
How about Aussie Coke Ted talking about not needing coffee in the morning? Thanks, guys. Miles, Thrilled, Ted, and Mike. Cheers. That from Luke.
You threw me off. Give me that order one more time.
It's got to be in the exact order. Fish sandwich.
$2 Oregon fish sandwich.
Owl hitting the window. Your penis is too small.
The penis is too small.
Cut that bitch off.
That bitch off. Next call.
And Aussie Coke Ted.
All right, here, Ted from Melbourne. I don't know. I'm all cooked up now, trying to be an Australian. You know what the funny part is? It's really hard to get down here. You got to almost rob somebody and not get caught. Also, Mike, good call. If I know one thing about Luke, he'll DM me and tell me it wasn't in the right order. I started to do an accent and act like I'm on coke.
So wait a minute. Is today his birthday here or is today his birthday there? Because we come on at 8 o'clock in the morning there. So in other words, that's what I'm saying. Was his birthday yesterday for him, or are we one of the first people to wish him happy birthday this morning?
Mm-hmm. And finally, for the birthdays, guys, it's my 57th time around the sun, and although I always want to call in for my birthday, it's always falling on the Memorial Day weekend. And I miss you guys. Today's a special one for me, considering I just had knee replacement surgery yesterday. So my special day is laying around the house and walking very, very slowly. If you got a chance, I would love some dad jokes from Miles. Thanks very much. That from Matthew. All right, Matthew, I'll give you all I got. I was trying to tell a group of people about the dangers of dried grapes.
Oh, yeah?
Raising awareness. What does a proctologist and an astronomer have in common? What does a proctologist...
They both study Uranus.
That is correct.
Dad's on it.
Mm-hmm. Before being eaten, the ear of corn begged, please don't eat me. I served in the armed forces.
Colonel?
I was a colonel.
I got you.
All right.
Here's a good one. It's a local one. My first Queensryche joke ever.
All right.
You ready? Unlike a new mother's breast, Queensryche does lactate. He's not in the band anymore, is he?
That whole joke was a mind crime.
A blind salesman comes to the door. What is he selling, Ted?
Insurance.
Blinds. And finally, my dad told me to quit my whacking or I'd go blind.
Oh, yeah?
I said, Dad, I'm over here. All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Now, the men's room wants to know who sucks less?
Yay, time for Who Sucks Less. Stephen Thrillhill, you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. They always suck, but it's up to us to determine out of the 3 stories which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to like the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on X and Instagram and Men's Room Live, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
And like I said at the top of the show, I hope you're sitting down for this. All 3 stories related to something that rarely happens: an unruly passenger on a commercial airline. So in this case, a passenger was detained in Tahiti and banned from future Qantas travel after a plane traveling a long-haul flight from Australia to the U.S. was diverted after the man bit a flight attendant. Now, the flight left Melbourne at 2:30 p.m. on a Friday en route to Dallas. It was diverted to Tahiti 7 hours later when the behavior of the passenger forced it to land. Now, passengers and other crew, they came to the assistance of the attendant during the assault. Now, upon arrival in Papeete, the capital of French Polynesia, the plane was met by authorities and the passenger was issued a no-fly ban on Qantas, which includes any future Qantas airlines and Jetstar as well. Now, the plane was refueled and the flight resumed its journey to Dallas about 35 minutes later. So not the worst late flight to take off there, but a consular from New Zealand's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they said they're aware of the detention of the New Zealander in Tahiti, but they say for privacy reasons, no further information will be provided. However, footage uploaded to his social media showed the man in a heated exchange with the cabin crew, repeatedly telling them to F off because they asked him to move to the back of the plane. While standing in the aisle, he appeared to be stumbling and slurring his words, telling the flight attendant he wanted to walk out for a ciggy. Well, in response, the flight attendant said that he was carrying on like a, quote, 2-bob watch. Now, I do not know what that means, but apparently it'll lead someone to bite. So there's your situation.
He bit somebody?
He bit the flight attendant.
Oh, my God.
So apparently he was just hammered. They just asked him to move to the back of the plane.
Okay.
He made a big deal about it, got into a heated argument, and then decided as his final move, he would bite the flight attendant. Now we have a routine flight from New York City to Chicago. It turned chaotic after a disturbance on board led to the plane being diverted to Detroit, with the FBI on scene at landing and the passengers there describing a tense and frightening moment. So the flight, American Airlines 2819, departed JFK International Airport at 8:59 a.m. It was originally set to land in Chicago about 2 hours later, but it was diverted to Detroit due to, quote, a disruptive customer. Now, according to American, the aircraft was met at landing with law enforcement and medical personnel. So passengers on the flight, which was hours later landed in O'Hare, said the disruption began when the plane was about an hour away from its original destination. At one point, the crew asked if any medical professionals were on board. So one of the passengers says, quote, we hear this person in the back screaming, no, 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 and he can't get off the plane because he has to get off the plane because he didn't take his meds. Well, from there, things escalated. Then he started screaming, quote, I'm going to blow up the plane. I know planes. I'm going to kill you all. And he was this close to getting really, really aggressive. He was ready to attack the flight attendants. The customers were given a police escort after landing, with Americans saying they waited in the terminal while law enforcement conducted a search of the aircraft out of an abundance of caution, in case this guy's serious that it's going to blow up a plane. Passengers said, we're just sitting there, not knowing anything, hour after hour after hour. Well, according to officials, the plane landed in O'Hare 8 hours after it was originally scheduled. No further details were provided. So you got that guy. And now we have a flight from London to Antalya, Turkey. It was diverted mid-flight after a drunken man and woman were behaving, quote, disruptively. So the EasyJet flight, it was diverted to Kosovo after 2 customers were behaving disruptively on board, after which they were met by police once again upon landing at the airport. Now, the man and woman involved in the incident, they'd met on board the plane and began flirting with each other when they both found out that they were from Kent, England. Well, before long, a passenger recalled the pair exhibiting, quote, terrifying behavior when the woman spit on a fellow passenger while the man threatened those around him, bragging that he had previously spent time in jail. Now, in footage of the incident, because there's always that, the woman can be seen lunging across the aisle at another passenger shortly after a fellow passenger claimed she was swigging from a bottle of vodka. Meanwhile, the male flight attendant stood nearby trying to de-escalate the situation. Now, one witness said, quote, the pair were shouting, swearing at each other. Everyone was a bit scared. We all felt a bit helpless and felt sorry for the flight attendants. I decided to start filming in case evidence was needed. Now, amid the chaos, an announcement was made encouraging all passengers remain calm as the plane prepared to land in Kosovo, where police would get on the plane and escort the pair off. The flight then continued to Turkey and arrived about 3 hours late.
Okay.
That flight from New York to Chicago, it is terrifying. That guy's like threatening people, but I don't know why I found it funny when he's like, I know planes. But with that said, that is the shortest flight.
It is.
So based on that alone, I'll say he sucks the least.
Okay. I'll say that the flight from London to Turkey sucks the least because the flight from New York to Chicago was delayed for 8 hours, where the flight from London to Turkey was only delayed for 3. Obviously, the Australian flight where the person was bit, I believe that is the worst.
Yeah, that
so
was
I'm
going
to go London to Turkey is the one that sucks the least.
I'll take crazy guy without his meds from New York to Chicago.
I'm going with Miles just based on assuming I'm on the plane. How long is my flight delay? 35 minutes?
8 hours is much different than 3.
Whatever you did, if that's the only delay, I can live with it.
Debate continues on Who Sucks Less. If you like the Men's Room on Facebook or follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. All right, coming up at 5:08, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to the Men's Room.
From coast to coast, and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here, exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Tonight, a baby in Philadelphia was born with omphalocele.
Born with what?
Omphalocele. Omphalocele is a congenital birth defect where abdominal organs like intestines or the liver protrude outside the body through the umbilical opening covered by a thin membrane.
Yeah, that's gross, Playboy. Keep your insides inside.
Well, it's not like the baby did this on purpose, Felix. That's how he was born. Believe it or not, 1 out of every 7,000 birds or so results in omphalocele. To be honest, I'm surprised that you don't have any family members with it.
Why are you surprised that no one in my family had it?
Oh, come on now, Felix. If anybody's family would have experienced omphalocele, it would be yours.
I'm sorry, do I look like a man whose family is born with their organs outside of their body?
Frankly, no. But you've told me some incredible things about different family members of yours.
Like what?
Well, like your cousin Ronald.
Yeah, man, Ronald, the conjoined twin.
Right. But you said that Ronald had 2 bodies, but only 1 head.
Real big head, man.
And then there's your cousin Luther.
Yeah, Luther's good people, man.
I'm sure he is, but you also said that your cousin Luther is 1/16th fainting goat.
On his mother's side, yeah.
You also have an Uncle Dimitri.
Yeah, man, Uncle Dimitri, he's allergic to styrofoam peanuts.
And circus peanuts and Peanuts cartoons.
Yeah, Dimitri has bad peanut allergies.
But he can actually eat real peanuts.
Yes, Dimitri loves him some peanuts, man.
You have a cousin who is a were-rabbit.
That is Antonio, and yeah, he is a were-rabbit.
Your cousin Lenny's a centaur.
Yeah, he is.
Not just a centaur, but a centaur with a horse top and a human bottom.
That is correct, Stone.
You told me about another cousin named Quincy.
With a face from his forehead to his ribcage.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Quincy, all right.
You also have a cousin who was born with his feet where his hands should be and hands where his feet should be.
Oh, you're talking about Angelo.
Ah, yes, Angelo. And he had a twin brother.
Hector.
And Hector's face was on the back of his head.
Yeah, man, you got a good memory, Stone.
People tend to remember these types of things, Felix.
See, that's flattering right there, Playboy. My family will be honored.
You had an uncle who smuggled a full-grown adult hyena in his rectum.
That was my Uncle Haywood, man. He smuggled a lot of different animals in his backside, Playboy.
And one of those animals was a hyena.
Yeah, but just that one time.
You also had a cousin Julius that was possessed by a demon.
I did, but that was not genetic, man.
Neither is hiding a hyena in one's backside, Felix.
Well, actually, it kind of is, man.
How's that?
Uncle Haywood, he had to have a big anus to fit a hyena, Playboy. Big anuses run on that side of the family.
Of course they do.
Like one time, my Aunt Tyra bent over to tie her shoe in front of a fan. Sounded like a foghorn.
A foghorn?
Yeah, my other Aunt Monica, she sat on a bar stool, slid all the way to the floor.
What?
The whole bar stool, man, disappeared just backside.
That's what I mean, Felix. Your family has some strange genetics. That's why I'm assuming that maybe one of your relatives was born with omphalocele, like the baby in Philadelphia.
Nah, man, all of our organs are on the inside.
Well, you've got that going for you, I suppose. In the meantime, doctors in Philadelphia say the young man born with omphalocele will have corrective surgery and should make a full recovery.
That is good news, man.
Agreed. Good luck to the young man. We will be back next hour.
Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video. It helps us a lot. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and social media pages at In Action News.
Where are my legs? Tim?
Commercial?
Tim, where are my legs?
Yeah, I sold them to science, man. You were sleeping, so I cut them off.
You sold my legs to science?
I sold one of your legs. The other leg gave the money for a barbecue.
Oh my goodness!
You know you're crazy, man.
I just bought $40 shoes!
No, you still got your feet, man. I put them under your desk.
KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
All right, kind of at 5:08, we'll drink and toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines all the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Samsung has partnered with Clear to make a TSA-approved digital passport on your Galaxy phone.
I guess. I mean, people use their phones, so fine. Whatever.
Right, I can understand the convenience of it. Like your gate pass is already on there.
Right, boarding pass, all the stuff.
Right, we're working on IDs as we speak. So, like, if we can even bypass that and go for the passport, I'm
Washington State doesn't still have the license.
Yeah, we still don't have that.
We're one of those tech-savvy states in the United States.
Yep.
And we don't have that option.
We don't.
West Virginia does.
Oh no, really?
Mississippi does.
But remember, we have tech-savvy companies. We do not have a tech-savvy state.
I suppose.
You know what I mean? Like, Bill
but West
Gates,
Virginia does.
They figured it out because he was like, hey, this is what we got to do.
I mean, look, I used Clear for 2 weeks, right? I used one of their trials.
Yeah.
From what I could tell, like, you basically, once you have that, it has all your info, so it seems reasonable that it would have your passport in there, too.
Mm-hmm. You would think that it should, because even when you signed up for it, did it not ask you questions it already knew the answer to?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then I didn't really realize how it worked. I mean, it was easy. You don't even need to break out your ID, I don't think. Like, it's already in there.
Mm-hmm. I love it, man. The only reason I signed up for Clear, we were coming back from somewhere, and the line was super long.
Yeah.
And I did not have TSA pre-check. PSA. So I was like, I'm going to sign up for this Clear thing. Man, it took me less time to sign up and get through security than it would have if I just gotten in line.
Yeah.
I know you're not a fan.
They shove you to the front of my line.
I know, because I bribe them.
Give them their own line.
It's like bail.
That's where I'm at.
We're going to put you in jail because you're a danger to society. I got $6,000. All right, you're not that dangerous. It's the same thing with Clear. Like, well, you got to wait in line. Oh, you gave us, what, $200 a year? Good, you're at the front of the line, sir.
Of your own line. I've already been waiting.
I know, that's
I'm going to miss my flight because all you jamokes are getting over here with your doggone Clear and showing up at the last minute and getting in the front of the doggone line.
You travel all the time for our... Dude, it's worth doing. One, you could write it off as a business expense because you do travel for the auction. You just get in line. I'm telling you.
You travel enough.
I got pre-check.
Yeah.
Do them both, brother. They damn near let you pilot the plane.
I don't like the way that they go about it. I'm fine with having something that is prepaid that gets you through faster. I'm fine with that. My problem is that they shove you in front of everybody else.
That is correct.
You should have your own dedicated line.
We do. You're just in it.
Now that's not right.
You're in my dedicated line. I'm just in front of you now.
Oh, Mike, what are you doing in my line?
Yeah. Holding everyone's place for him.
Thanks, dude.
According to medical professionals, moving to music is one of the best ways to stay healthy. Dancing.
Yeah.
Keep your body moving.
That's exactly what it is. That's all it ever is. Don't stop moving. Just keep going.
Don't stop moving.
You should be dancing.
Yeah.
There's a new experimental dry eye treatment that reportedly works with the immune system, not against it.
I did not realize that the other dry eye things work against it.
No, neither did I.
Yeah.
I had no idea. But hey, here
People
we are.
with dry eyes probably do.
Yeah, right. It tells me that it's a histamine response. Yay.
Well, you know it's got to be bad, right? Wasn't that the whole thing in Wedding Crashers? If you put that in somebody's drink.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that an old bartender's technique, too?
I don't know if bartenders did it, but people that went to bars would do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You got somebody that you don't like at the bar? There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
if I was a bartender, I wouldn't do it, though.
No.
I don't want you blowing up my bathroom.
No. Take care of a raucous member of the crowd, though.
Yeah.
So maybe not the tender, but definitely somebody else. Put your thinking caps on, Jen. It's time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. I'll give you a 70% chance of success on this one. It is an adjective brought to you by the letter B. Steve the Thrill Hill, given that you are the current title holder, you have first whack at this one. Whack. This can describe somebody or something that is kind and generous, or something that is organized for the purpose of doing good. A B word that describes someone or something that is kind and generous, or something that is organized for the purpose of doing good.
Benevolent.
Bam! 2 days in a row.
All right.
Steve the Thrill Hill getting benevolent. Well,
I was waiting. I was going to pick up that rebound.
What were you thinking? Or were you thinking benevolent?
Beloved. Malevolent.
Malevolent.
The word you said. Malevolent. You're right, because it's a benevolent. Oh, man. Benevolent fund.
A benevolent fund.
Right?
Benevolent.
Malevolent.
Damn it. Are you doing this on purpose now?
She's 11 years old.
Like a benevolent dictator.
Yeah. Evelyn is malevolent.
Malevolent. I know what the goddamn word meant, all right? That's my point. It's not a spelling contest. It's a word knowing contest. Jesus, I'm going to stop.
Benevolent.
It wouldn't be a spelling bee. It's a speaking bee. The word is benevolent. Ah, crap.
Last week, I kid you not, I don't know what, it's a commercial break, and I saw something about a spelling bee. And you can ask Mike. I said, Mike, I hated spelling bee day at school, man. Like, God, it was awful.
Did you?
Oh. And then sometimes they'd switch it up, and you have to keep, what is it? I don't know, you got to stand up till you get one right?
Sure.
Oh, how long were you up?
Oh, just right. Just like, all right, just point me out.
I
get it.
Stand for this class.
All right, Ted, your word is benevolent. Benevolent. Okay, and
I
we're
can
just
use
gonna
it in a sentence. Just kidding.
Can you? Go ahead, use it in a sentence.
Well, if I can say it correctly, but you know what I mean. Blank fund.
Oh, dear. It's been reported that nearly half of all cotton fiber used to make T-shirts is lost during manufacturing.
Really?
There's that much waste.
Is it like the lint trap under dryer?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Pretty much. I think it's just I think it's how much is getting cut off.
What do you mean?
Because they make the design and then they kind of cut the shirt out of the fabric, right?
Sure.
So I'm wondering if that's most of it that's lost.
I feel like you still find something to do with the fabric. You know, like you go to a restaurant, a lot of times their specials are, this is everything we trimmed off of something else that we have, right?
Your daughter does arts and crafts, right? Does she do anything with construction paper?
She does everything with everything, yes.
Okay, the little paper scraps. Do you do anything with that?
Yeah, I cuss and throw them out.
Exactly. There you go.
God, I should show you a picture of my basement.
I'm about to say, is it covered in glue and glitter and
paint and
pipe cleaners?
And it's all for this one Comic-Con outfit. And again, I do not know what it is.
No kidding.
But sir, 3 hours a day, without question. She has a 3.6 GPA. She gets everything done. But puts on her headphones and works on this costume, which again, I do not know what it's supposed to look like when it's done. It's getting closer. And all I can tell is that everything's big, but to her credit, she makes everything herself.
Okay.
Every single part of the costume.
And you're sitting there right next to her making puppet props and stage pieces.
That is a good piece. That's a good point. I at least clean up my mess.
At this point, I can't be the only one of us sitting here that's like, I kind of want to see what this costume's
No
going to be.
kidding, dude. I want to see how
we've been hearing about it for a while.
She's been working on it since like November, man.
Yeah,
dang, dude.
Because even when we did Emerald City Comic Con, she was something else and she made that costume. And we said, oh, is that what you're doing in San Diego? That was the wrong question to ask. It's like, no, I have a different costume because that's a bigger one. I'm
idiot.
Like, okay. And I've given up.
I don't blame you. A new study found that a daily glass of fruit juice may help improve your diet and your mood.
Really? All right. I do enjoy some orange juice.
I do too.
Yeah.
I thought we were kind of done with the fruit juice because it had too much sugar.
I know, right?
But that's why it improves your mood. See, both things can be true.
Yep.
There's a lot of sugar in the fruit juice. It does this, that, and the other. Right. Flip side is when you drink fruit juice, it boosts your mood because of all the sugar and all the bad stuff in it. So you just pick your poison, right?
Yeah. And fresh squeezed stuff is great. It just costs a lot.
Oh, man. That's one thing. Every time we go to Mexico, everything, if you get fruit juice, it is squeezed right there.
Nice.
It is.
Nice. Somebody on social media asked, what is a single person luxury that people in relationships completely miss out on? And good news for y'all, I got the answers.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
So this here is actually the Reddit thread of all those answers of what is a single person luxury that people in relationships completely miss out on. Speaking to the two single men in the room here, is there anything here that you guys actually sit back and relax and think, you know what? Because I'm not in a relationship, I don't have to deal with this? Or
silence.
That might be on the list somewhere.
Oh.
25 minutes of not having to talk about throughout the day what we could potentially have for dinner.
Okay.
If it's when I get home, if it's like, it could be in the morning, at breakfast time. And I realize you got to take stuff out of the freezer and do those things, but I just do it and eat whatever I want whenever I want.
There you go.
So I don't feel like barbecue tonight. I do.
And
I'm going to eat it.
Well, like I said, there's this weird thing when you're in a couple. And look, my wife and I have gotten past this because we don't always like the same thing. But why is it so important? Look, I don't mind sitting down and eating at the same time. Why do we have to eat the same thing? Well, because that's what one of us is making. The flip side is we go to a restaurant. What are you going to order? I'm going to get the cheeseburger. Well, I was going to get the cheeseburger. Well, you can.
Cool.
Why do we have to order something different at a restaurant but eat the same thing at home? Like, just eat the food you want to eat. I think eating should be fun.
Mine does that too.
But
I was going to get the cheeseburger.
Oh, you can.
Cool.
It doesn't say one order per table, man. They will let you do this. Why do you care so much?
Because you were supposed to get something else that interested her so that she could try it.
I know this, and I'm like, then you should order that.
That's right. Well, I want to try the cheeseburger too.
And then order both.
I've said that.
Yeah, just order both. We'll take one home.
Put them both on the doggone table. I don't care. What is this single person luxury that people in relationships completely miss out on?
Pull this move next time, so she'll be like, I'll take, I don't know, the Cobb salad, and get her a cheeseburger.
And a cheeseburger.
2 cheeseburgers, one for me.
And plus, when you take a shower, you don't have to turn the entire bathroom into a sauna. Or, I mean, a steam room. Like, I'm going to try to shave. I would like to be able to see my face in the mirror.
Yes.
Just so I can shave.
Exactly.
Not that these are all very small little things. If you're in a relationship and you're happy, none of this stuff matters. But it's just stuff that I don't have to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
No, but it's stuff you overlook.
I will say, Steve.
Yeah. I mean, that's the difference. Like, it doesn't make you, but you're so numb to it that it's like, it's like getting a callus on your finger.
I will say, dude, we did go out to dinner not terribly long ago. We're sitting at the bar, and she's getting the carne asada tacos, right?
All right.
And the guy says, would you like 2, 3? How many do you want? She says, can I do 2? I said, she will do 3.
Yeah.
And 3 it's mine right there. Here we go. Okay.
My wife will pick my sides. You want fries, tots, or a salad? Well, she knows salad is not going to be the thing. But if she really wants a salad, he'll take a salad. I'm like, really?
Also, I can get Chinese food without having to order 4 different dinners.
No kidding.
I can just get the one I want and then like some egg rolls or wontons or whatever. Be done with it.
This one says, well, I just got home from work. I'm pantsless, watching WWE Raw, and eating double stuffed Oreos. All right, having a great time.
You can.
That's right. This one's.
Ooh, also don't have to compete with your phone.
You know what? I'm going to leave that one for number 1, Miles, because I know that you're going to like this one here.
Okay.
Being able to fall asleep on the couch while watching something without somebody calling you to come to bed like a warden anytime naps.
I mean, she always falls asleep before me. I have to turn up the volume.
Yeah.
Over the snores. And then she wakes up for 1 second like, why is it so loud? Because you were snoring. And by the time I even say that, she's asleep again.
The only person that does that in my world is my mom. Like, Mom, your eyes closed. I'm resting my eyes. No, you're not. You're sleeping.
I struggle with that one in a relationship. I'm just a later person.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of like, we'll go to sleep at the same time. Just like, I'm just not going to sleep at 10.
No.
Yeah, to me, like, we're going to wake up in the same bed. And the difference is when you wake up, you're still going to get up 3 hours before me because that's where you operate.
Yeah.
Things, single person luxuries that people in relationships completely miss out on. Being able to do this in complete silence.
It depends who you are.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I'll be pulling my finger. That way, it's kind of a warning, like, this is going to happen.
Sure.
And what's funny is my wife now, she just kind of rolls her eyes. She wouldn't even look at it, just reaches over and pulls it. Because she knows I'm going to fart, but at least that way she contributes to the fart thing.
I get yelled at every time.
When you
every
fart?
single time. Yes. Now, it's nothing she's going on about it, but every time I let one go, Michael.
Well, where does she fart?
Here's the thing.
Where does she go to fart?
On the couch, on the bed. We've been out for a walk and I've ripped one. Michael James. It's like, we're outside.
It's called a fart walk.
It's a fart walk.
It's
You're
after
ahead
dinner.
of me. I'm downwind. We're good. Like, what's the problem? I have farted in the bathroom. Michael James. Where else am I supposed to do this?
This is the spot.
This is literally the safest place for me to do this. You shouldn't even be in here. Why are you looking at me? Setting the temperature at whatever I prefer.
Oh, yeah.
It's so cold in here, and I like it. I'm a tauntaun.
Once I became a dad, my view on that changed. You're cold, then put on a sweatshirt.
Yes.
Or put on a blanket. It's a different argument with the wife, right? But with the kids, like, no. You put on a sweatshirt.
Yeah. I just don't like sleeping with an oven.
No kidding.
Every woman I've ever been with is an oven. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm like, are you okay? Do you have a fever? Like, this is unusually hot.
They're the lizard people, man.
You are unusually, really, really hot over there, man, and it's making me warm.
Here's a good one. This comment comes from YouTube. It says, you order a dessert and they bring you 2 utensils. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right? Like, if I order and I'm looking at the wait person, I would like fill in the blank. And sometimes they ask,
And
"Would
she
you
orders
like-"
she orders something too, but just
No, it doesn't matter if she does. They come back and they'll even ask a lot of times, "Do you want 2 spoons or 2 forks?" And I would say, "No, I have no intention to share." And they always chuckle, and I'm like, "Why do people think I'm joking? Like I'm this is a statement," and they still come back with 2 every time. Like, God damn it, man!
just bring 2 orders of fries then, please.
This one's-
if that's the theory.
Yeah. This one says, cooking a meal that lasts a few days. Ever since I moved in with my partner, there's no leftovers anymore. I'm the problem child with that. Every time there's leftovers, like, oh, there's lunch.
But to me, to me, that's what leftovers are. Leftovers are, hey, when you get up tomorrow, take this into work.
And she also doesn't like leftovers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When I feel like when you're a couple, you're just putting food in containers to then throw them away 3 days later.
No kidding, dude. God. And I'm not going
We'll
to
get
point the
to this.
finger.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I'm not pointing the finger in any direction on that one. You put it in the container, put it in there, and then it's like, I don't feel like eating that up.
Look,
Let's just go out.
I forget my lunch at home more times than I actually bring it in.
Yeah.
I've got it there.
You sound like my son.
You know, seriously.
No, seriously. We have to drop by the school. Got to buzz your way in there, and now they don't even ask why I'm there.
Yeah.
Your lunch for your son? I'm like, how did you know?
Being able to do absolutely nothing all weekend without having to explain it to anybody. Again, these are single-person luxuries that people in relationships completely miss out on.
I don't have to explain it. And again, we've been together long enough where, like this past weekend, a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
Without ever having a conversation about it, it was an understood agreement. I'm going to do nothing. If you want to do something, you can. She also quietly decided, I don't want to do anything. And sometimes we did nothing together. Sometimes we did nothing separately, but there was never a conversation, never a concern.
This was a trap for me, right?
I know.
I can't just go do laundry. There's laundry in there.
Yes.
It's not mine.
I know.
I move my laundry thing,
Yes.
right? But the laundry is now in the washing machine. So what do?
Put it in the dryer.
I put it in the dryer.
Did you check every label?
90% of those clothing items,
they shrink.
They can't go in the dryer.
No.
But I can't use I can put it on top of the dryer.
Right.
But you've got a bunch of another pile of clothes there that you're ready to wash, and there's no room up there.
And she's stalled
and
out.
they're wet. So, look, dude, I just want to be able to wash my clothes too.
Right.
Can you complete the process on just one load at a time?
Especially when you've got sensitive items. If you've got something that can't go in the dryer, all right, you need to stay on that. You need to dry your
I
stuff.
do remember when she came downstairs at one point in time, and she had a sweater that looked like it would fit a teddy bear. And I was like, what is that? She's like, you put this in the dryer. And I was like, my bad.
Well, why was it marinating in the washing machine?
Right. You're supposed to hang that dry.
No, you
Why didn't you do that?
Exactly. Is that on me?
Knowing things will be exactly where you left them. Like the kitchen scissors.
Kitchen scissors probably drive me the craziest because I get so much grief about every other pair of scissors I use. I'm never using them for the right thing. And I'm like, look, man, the one universal pair we have, just put them back in the butcher block. I mean, they literally have a hole for them. That's all. You know what drives me the crazy? And look, my wife is fantastic in almost everything she does except her inability to close cabinets.
See, I
don't know why it drives me crazy, but I'm like, babe, I would think that we live with a poltergeist because when I get out of bed, like every single cabinet's open, and I asked her, it's either last night or the night before, because my son buzzes into the kitchen, grabs something, and the doors are just hanging open. I said, okay, is this like a genetic thing that you've passed down to the kids and nothing I could do? And when I've made this complaint before to my mother-in-law's like, I do that too. I'm like, but we actually got soft push. Like, just touch the goddamn thing, it'll close.
My wife worked farther away from work than me, so I typically ride the bus or take my scooter in, right? So she has the car. We have a shared car. So I occasionally use this.
Sure.
I cannot get in that car without the gas on empty.
Yep.
So I was always like, why is it? I was just waiting for you to drive it so you could fill it up and pay for it. I'm like, we have a joint checking account.
Right.
It's coming from the same place, woman. Why are you like? I think this car's got maybe a mile in it right now. Like
we're hosed.
I mean, seriously.
My mother was notorious.
Oh, my
when I was
God.
little, and I never
Oh,
got
my
it.
God.
The same thing. My father just like, hey, chick, I never drive. Why is there no gas in the car? How do you get to work? She's like, well, I knew you were going to fill it up. Like, God damn it. And he did.
Yeah.
But I'm like, look, she's working you, man.
Miles is in here never having to discuss plans with anybody. No discussion on dinner, what to watch, what to do, where to go. You do what you want all the time.
Yeah. How many shots have you had? Said no one.
Why is that bottle empty already? Because I drank it. And then I'll give you this last and final single-person luxury that people in relationships completely miss out on. They say this one is starfishing the bed.
Oh, man, I love that. I do. I go sideways.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go diagonal.
Yeah, me too.
And it makes no sense. But, like, I mean, I did it this morning. I woke up. I was just diagonal.
I call that my NBA pose because I figure those guys are too big for the bed.
A woman in Florida was charged after stabbing her sister, but why she did it's just ridiculous.
Why did
Miles.
you do that?
Tell you about it at 5:50.
Thanks. Our headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve a Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast an anonymous woman from somewhere. She's the unfortunate star of a video that was posted to TikTok by her boyfriend. Now, their particular situation, it all started when the boyfriend asked his girlfriend if she would be kind enough to put his backpack in the trunk of his car. And she obliged, lifted the trunk, tossed his bag in, and walked away. Now, to be noted, his car is a Chevrolet Corvette C8. Now, unlike previous generations of Corvette, the C8 uses a mid-engine design, meaning that the V8 engine sits behind the driver instead of under the front hood. So, in other words, the trunk is up front and the engine's in the back. She did not know this, nor does she recognize an engine block, which is what a lot of people questioned. Anyway, she opened the bag, threw it in the backpack, and turns out the engine was still hot. Well, not sure if the car still drives, but the backpack itself and all of his personal items inside of it, including one of his phones, they were all melted and now a complete loss. He was losing his mind. He was pissed. So it's just, I guess this is the first iteration of Corvette where they put the engine in the back. She opens the back. He's like, so as he's saying on the video, he's like, I understand that, but it's obviously an engine block. I mean, like, when you look in the trunk, it looks like most people's hood. And for whatever reason, and the thing is, when you see her, she looks very distressed. It was obviously a mistake. She's all teary-eyed. But yeah, threw his backpack in, and it melted to the freaking engine block. And again, I don't know if the car is drivable, but that backpack is beyond repair. Damn. So we pour this booze, and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
Ooh, ooh. Oh.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Steven,
down the hola, bitchola. Yeah.
All right, it's going to get tested on the line now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here. Exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Tonight, a baby in Philadelphia was born with omphalocele.
Born with what?
Omphalocele. Omphalocele is a congenital birth defect where abdominal organs like intestines or the liver protrude outside the body through the umbilical opening covered by a thin membrane.
Yeah, that's growth, Playboy. Keep your insides inside.
Well, it's not like the baby did this on purpose, Felix. That's how he was born. Believe it or not, 1 out of every 7,000 birds or so results in omphalocele. To be honest, I'm surprised that you don't have any family members with it.
Why are you surprised that no one in my family had it?
Oh, come on now, Felix. If anybody's family would have experienced omphalocele, it would be yours.
I'm sorry, do I look like a man whose family is born with their organs outside of their body?
Frankly, no. But you've told me some incredible things about different family members of yours.
Like what?
Well, like your cousin Ronald.
Yeah, man, Ronald, the conjoined twin.
Right. But you said that Ronald had 2 bodies, but only 1 head.
Real big head, man.
And then there's your cousin Luther.
Yeah, Luther's good people, man.
I'm sure he is, but you also said that your cousin Luther is 1/16th fainting goat.
On his mother's side, yeah.
You also have an Uncle Dimitri.
Yeah, man, Uncle Dimitri, he's allergic to styrofoam peanuts.
And circus peanuts and Peanuts cartoons.
Yeah, Dimitri has bad peanut allergies.
But he can actually eat real peanuts.
Yes, Dimitri loves him some peanuts, man.
You have a cousin who was a were-rabbit.
That is Antonio, and yeah, he is a were-rabbit.
Your cousin Lenny is a centaur.
Yeah, he is.
Not just a centaur, but a centaur with a horse top and a human bottom.
That is correct, Stone.
You told me about another cousin named Quincy.
With a face from his forehead to his ribcage.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Quincy, all right.
You also have a cousin who was born with his feet where his hands should be and hands where his feet should be.
Oh, you're talking about Angelo.
Ah, yes, Angelo. And he had a twin brother.
Hector.
And Hector's face was on the back of his head.
Yeah, man, you got a good memory, Stone.
People tend to remember these types of things, Felix.
See, that's flattering right there, Playboy. My family will be honored.
You had an uncle who smuggled a full-grown adult hyena in his rectum.
That was my Uncle Haywood, man. He smuggled a lot of different animals in his backside, Playboy.
And one of those animals was a hyena.
Yeah, but just that one time.
You also had a cousin Julius that was possessed by a demon.
I did, but that was not genetic, man.
Neither is hiding a hyena in one's backside, Felix.
Well, actually, it kind of is, man.
How's that?
Uncle Haywood, he had to have a big anus to fit a hyena, Playboy. Big anuses run on that side of the family.
Of course they do.
Like one time, my Aunt Tyra bent over to tie her shoe in front of a fan. Sounded like a foghorn.
A foghorn?
Yeah, my other Aunt Monica, she sat on a bar stool, slid all the way to the floor.
What?
The whole bar stool, man, disappeared to the backside.
That's what I mean, Felix. Your family has some strange genetics. That's why I'm assuming that maybe one of your relatives was born with omphalocele, like the baby in Philadelphia.
Nah, man, all of our organs are on the inside.
Well, you've got that going for you, I suppose. In the meantime, doctors in Philadelphia say the young man born with omphalocele will have corrective surgery and should make a full recovery.
That is good news, man.
Agreed. Good luck to the young man. We will be back next hour.
Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video. It helps us a lot. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and social media pages at Inaction News.
Where are my legs? Tim? Tim, where are my legs?
Yeah, I sold them to science, man. You were sleeping, so I cut them off.
You sold my legs to science?
I sold one of your legs. The other leg I gave the money for a barbecue.
Oh my goodness!
You know you're crazy, man.
I just bought $40 shoes!
No, you still got your feet, man. I put them under your desk.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhooks to please everyone on Profile This is played.
Oh, sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Jordan. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Well, bitches.
Oh, yeah. All right, Jordan, you understand how this here game is played?
I do. I just have one quick question for you.
Yes.
Whatever happened to the Friday happy hour?
We just stopped doing it. I mean, like that, honest to God, that's the long and short of it. Just like, nah, we're done. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, well, look, today you have a choice of one of three categories. We have interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. License to spill, where you guess the substance responsible for creating the mess. And finally, today, everyone's favorite, Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
I'm a truck driver, so let's go with the still one.
The which one?
Spill, license.
License to spill. All right, you got it.
Yeah.
Mike, license to spill.
My bad.
All right, we go to the fine state of Virginia, where a tractor-trailer crash was impacting traffic on northbound Route 29 after a truck spilled its cargo. Now, according to deputies at the scene, one tractor-trailer swerved to avoid another truck, causing the driver to hit the other truck in the process. That's when the cargo dumped out across the highway. Trooper Austin Tosh said, quote, "It seemed like traffic was stopped and the driver tried to brake. I don't know what happened. I can't make any speculation right now, but he tried to miss the truck, but he did make contact." And Virginia State Police did say there were no injuries reported in the crash. So again, the guy was trying to do the right thing and avoid hitting the truck, hit the truck, the cargo spills out. So the question is, what did the truck end up spilling all over the highway? Was it chicken parts? Was it sand? Was it White Claw? Or was it what we will call septic contents? So chicken parts, sand, White Claw, or septic contents?
I'm gonna go sand.
Sand.
Did you say how long it was closed? The highway's closed?
It does not. I don't know.
This feels like a sad, sad story. I think it spilled White Claws.
White Claws?
Yeah.
I'm going, based on that area of the country, I'm going chicken parts. For sure. All right, what was spilled all over the highway there? Chicken parts, sand, White Claws, or septic contents? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Probably still do it. I mean, categories license to spill. Virginia tractor trailer spill caused delays on highway after a crash that was tried to be avoided. But the question is, what was the contents, which was apparently based on the choices pretty nasty. Other than sand, we had chicken parts, White Claws, and septic contents.
And Jordan, that is the question that we posed to you. Let us start with you, Jordan. You went with sand. You wanted to take it easy, hope nothing too bad. Unfortunately, it was not sand. Miles Montgomery, you went with chicken parts based on the part of the country, which makes sense. However, not chicken parts.
Oh, that's good.
Then, Ted, you said it's a sad day, so I knew you were going to say White Claw. And you're correct. Oh, yeah, cans of White Claw came spilling out of this thing.
That I'd pull over for.
I was going to say, they didn't say how long traffic was backed up, but I get the feeling there were a lot of volunteers ready to help with the cleanup.
More than likely. Looking for their favorite flavor. Now for all TV news all the time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Did anybody in here watch the American Music Awards?
I did not.
I saw it the last 5 minutes. This is my wife said.
Is that Billy Idol? Did you see him?
That was Billy Idol.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
I mean, he was cool, dude. It's Billy Idol being Billy Idol.
Okay.
That's the main thing.
That's literally all I saw.
That's kind of the main thing people are taking from it is that Billy Idol was great, right? Because he did Eyes Without a Face and Dancing with Myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean he still crushes, dude.
Yeah. Miles, you said you saw Miles.
I've seen him 2 or 3 times.
Because I don't think he's a performer. That is who he is. It's kind of like Ozzy, right? So you're like, hey, all I do is music. So they gave him, Lifetime Achievement, whatever it was. And he's like, yeah, I'm doing 2 songs. Anyone up there just rocked the F out.
Dude.
Steve Stevens came out looking ridiculous, but they hit it.
Where we're doing our 55th party, Tulalip, right? They have an outdoor amphitheater. This show is probably in August. He starts maybe 8 o'clock at night. It's still hot outside. It's still kind of humid. He's still doing Billy Idol.
Right.
In a leather jacket kind of thing.
Kind of has to.
So he comes out, man, and the sun is not all the way down yet. The sun's still out. He comes out with Dance With Myself, which is a very high intense song. And at the end of it, he's like, I don't know why they make me come out with that one all the time. I don't just tell them no. I hate it. I hate doing that one first. I was just like, I like this guy.
Yeah, and I think that's fine after a certain age. You're like, all right, he's Billy Idol.
Yeah.
Also, performers on that show, you had Hootie and the Blowfish, New Kids on the Block,
all right,
Pussycat Dolls. I didn't even know they were back.
Me neither.
Yeah. I mean, Hootie and the Blowfish, I can't make fun of. I literally saw them last summer or 2 summers ago.
They're great.
Yeah, and if you like Darius Rucker, that's what I tell everybody. I go, don't worry, you'll know more Hootie songs than you think.
Yes, you will.
And then Darius in the middle of it, he does Wagon Wheel. I think he might have done he does a couple of his country songs, and then they did some really cool covers.
Yeah,
I forget the bands, but I was like, man, even I forget that guy's just a great singer.
Yeah, he's a great singer, good musician.
Yeah, he's got some other stuff coming out there too. In case you're wondering, Bieber, the Biebs, he won Best Male Pop Artist.
Woo. He's back.
He is back, kind of back. Good for him. I mean, he headlined at Coachella, this and that. I thoroughly like it.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It is. I thoroughly like his new album.
Okay.
Let's see. I talked about this, I think, a little bit, like a week or 2 ago. But and obviously Seattle matters a little bit more because not only do we have World Cup as the World Cup approaches, not only do we have World Cup games here, we actually have the USA playing one of their opening round games here.
Okay.
Right? We have Australia on June 19th, Juneteenth, right? Noon kickoff, so I expect that'd be crowded down there and stuff.
I would think so.
Yesterday, they came out with the final roster. World Cup squads are always tough. You can make arguments for a couple guys that maybe should have been on, a couple people that were left off. I will say I like the Geo's in there. He hasn't been playing a ton overseas, but that kid just has so much talent and is so special on the ball.
Where does he play?
So he came up through the Dortmund system, which is in Germany, which is like kind of the second biggest club behind Bayern Munich, right? But he's had some injuries and this and that, so I think he was on loan this year. So he was somewhere in the English league, like Nottingham Forest or something like that. So he just doesn't have a ton of games. But for an American player, he just has more God-given talent and play.
Sure.
Like he can do stuff with the ball that just a lot of our guys can't do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And we have a lot of good players that are technically sound and this and that. He just has a different kind of flair. I mean, that's always one thing I always loved about Clint Dempsey. And he gave credit to where he grew up in Texas, being so close to all the Mexicans next door. He was like, I play kind of a different style than most Americans that grow up in the American system do.
Sure.
But I want to remind people, and like I said, they should get out of that group. I would have them head into at least the knockout stage would be good. But there is a show on the Vice Network, Soccer's American Dream, and they just do a really good job, right? The first episode I saw, they were talking about Pele and kind of the start of that. Then you got up to like them hosting a World Cup and then kind of the MLS stuff, right? Like even now, we have the Sounders, right?
Yeah.
You have, Atlanta FC showed up, right? I mean, even the Timbers, to their credit, there's a lot of good atmospheres and players that want to come over here. Like they were talking about just playing in like the late 90s and early 2000s. They were like, oh, the MLS was kind of ghetto.
Oh, for sure. It absolutely was.
I was talking to somebody about I know it's a big deal. I know a lot of people are coming into town. And I completely spaced on it. But I was like, like Seahawks, sell out. Sundays, you can still get around. You can still do things. Like, what's a big deal? I'm like, well, the games are basically at noon on a weekday in the middle of the work week. And I'm like, oh. So, the traffic coming in. That's why it's going to be a little nuts downtown. Just because the games are, Monday through Friday, most of them.
Yeah. And then I saw this cool thing last night. I didn't even really think about, like, you're hosting games here and stuff, but, like, Belgium, like, their national team, I'm pretty sure, is just taking over with the Sounders practice.
Oh, really?
And they'll be there, for,
cool.
I think the entire tournament. That's their home base.
Damn. All right.
Yeah. So most of them are kind of around where their opening round games are. So that one makes sense. Obviously, Iran, who is playing here, they're staying down in Mexico.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah.
Right?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, and some of them just didn't make sense, but I get it. And the other thing, too, is people got to understand, when we're having the World Cup here, like, usually it's in one country in Europe or Asia. They're just smaller countries, right? So the travel is just a ton and this and that. So that's why I saw there's like 4 or 5 national teams. I think even England's based out of Kansas City, because I'm assuming they just think that's kind of center of our country, which it is.
Which more or less, yeah.
So it's like, all right, that'll be easier to get.
It's going to be hot practice in there.
It is going to be hot practice in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different stuff with that. I mean, I know, I've been watching the English League for a lot of years now and this and that, but and I'm not saying it just because he was an Arsenal great, but like Thierry Henry, right? When he came and played for Red Bulls in New York, he was like, it's kind of amazing. I can walk around parts of New York and I don't get mobbed.
Sure.
And then he was like, he was like, it's not like he's a dumb guy. He grew up in France, but he's just like, I just didn't think about the travel. And that's what most of them, you know what I mean? If you play in the English league, like you're taking buses most places. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So like the idea of coming here and it's like, we got to fly,
fly 3,000 miles.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. So with the World Cup, it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, watch that show on Vice. Like I watched a few more episodes of it last night. And then, like I said, HBO has a special right now following our national team from the last World Cup and them training, trying to bring in a new system and this and that. But it's good. It's getting me kind of fired up for the World Cup. I've been kind of concentrating on other stuff with Champions League Saturday. But so it's good. If you're into soccer, it's a good behind the scenes look. And frankly, I think if you're a Sounders fan at all in the area, it's a great look at how far the MLS. I still have plenty of issues with that league.
Yeah.
But it is cool to see how far it's come along.
Sure.
I mean, Dempsey was still playing.
I just hope Seattle's ready for it. Because they keep saying they are, but of course you're going to say you are, because it's like a job interview. You're going to lie, right? But I'm like, you can't handle the traffic of the people that live here. Right? You do a piss poor job on that. There's all the decisions you make about that. And I'm like, you understand a lot of people that are coming here. And if you can't handle this,
I don't think they care.
Look, the people aren't going to care because you're going to find a way to enjoy yourself, but don't give yourself credit for this. That's because they're visiting somewhere internationally. They're going to have fun. But, like, if you can't handle the traffic that already exists or decisions you make to deal with traffic, fundamentally speaking, there's no reason for anyone that lives here to believe that
you're
how
not
to
wrong.
handle this.
I think what helps a little bit is that a lot of people will be coming from other countries.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be driving, period. And then also, I think a lot of people are going to love Seattle, because of our weather.
Oh, God,
you're
coming at the perfect
June
time.
In July,
Yeah.
it is going to be sweltering hot, and most of the other places they're playing. Then also, like I know up in New England, from like, they're like charging these ridiculous, they're raising prices on trains and stuff.
I saw that.
Just to get out to the stadium. So like the fact that like the light rail literally stops at our stadium area, there's plenty of bars and stuff around there that you can go to. Like I think people are really going to be like, man, I wish our game had been in Seattle. Now for the locals, you're not wrong. There will be extra traffic and a lot of people on the trains.
And I mean, and look, I'm not bitching about the extra traffic, because if you're hosting a World Cup, that's the case. But like Seattle can't handle the traffic of the people that already exist.
Yeah.
Right. They just never make a good decision about it. So it's like a lot of these people aren't driving, but you're going to have a lot of people taking Uber and a lot of people taking, like, traffic vehicular is still going to pick up. So whatever it is you have not figured out yet, and I would say my kids could give you advice that would help, like, figure it out, man. Because your whole thing is World Showcase, right? So you're going to cover up graffiti, kick out homeless people, do all this stuff to put lipstick on a pig and it's like cleaning your house because guests are coming over. Like, that's great, but still understand logistically, which is where this city struggles mightily for no reason other than bad decision making and policy. Like, figure it out, because you're going to be in the world stage, right? So like I said, you can kick out homeless people and paint over the penis graffiti all you want, but figure out your traffic.
Yeah,
because it's going to be substantial. I truly believe. I think that's the biggest thing.
I don't think there's going to be that many extra cars, because again, the people are traveling. Like the bulk of people going to these games are coming from somewhere else.
You're right, but I'm just saying between Uber, they won't be driving themselves, but you still got to have more vehicles on the road. Because look, any of these cities, if you're hosting World Cup, like your hotels down, whatever's closest to the stadium, like they're already gone. So
it's gonna be tough getting on that
we're
train.
lucky to have we're lucky to have a very walkable city too for the people staying downtown.
Sure.
Yeah, and our stadiums are close. I mean, I think, unfortunately, a lot of these people are going to come to this country and go to Dallas to go see a game at Jerry World.
In the middle of nowhere.
Realize they're nowhere even close to that stadium. So for the most part, like I have some friends from the East Coast that are specifically soccer nerds that are flying in, and they're like, well, dude, we'll just stay at the airport and take the light rail. I was like, that's the right call. I believe there's still Eastern Conference NHL hockey on tonight.
Yes.
I know the Eastern Conference NBA is done, so that game got canceled for tonight. Referees seem to love Oklahoma City, so that's going to a game.
Because it gives them something to do.
Yeah.
That's what they like.
I saw it was a whiteout the other night there, too.
You mean with shirts?
No, just the people.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
From coast to coast and around the world. If it's not important, you'll hear it here. Exclusively on In Action News. Here now are Stone Ledbetter and Felix Foxworthy.
Tonight, a baby in Philadelphia was born with omphalocele.
Born with what?
Omphalocele. Omphalocele is a congenital birth defect where abdominal organs like intestines or the liver protrude outside the body through the umbilical opening covered by a thin membrane.
Yeah, that's gross, Playboy. Keep your insides inside.
Well, it's not like the baby did this on purpose, Felix. That's how he was born. Believe it or not, 1 out of every 7,000 birds or so result in omphalocele. To be honest, I'm surprised that you don't have any family members with it.
Why are you surprised that no one in my family had it?
Oh, come on now, Felix. If anybody's family would have experienced omphalocele, it would be yours.
I'm sorry, do I look like a man whose family is born with their organs outside of their body?
Frankly, no. But you've told me some incredible things about different family members of yours.
Like what?
Well, like your cousin Ronald.
Yeah, man, Ronald, the conjoined twin.
Right. But you said that Ronald had 2 bodies, but only 1 head.
Real big head, man.
And then there's your cousin Luther.
Yeah, Luther's good people, man.
I'm sure he is, but you also said that your cousin Luther is 1/16th fainting goat.
On his mother's side, yeah.
You also have an Uncle Dimitri.
Yeah, man, Uncle Dimitri, he's allergic to styrofoam peanuts.
And circus peanuts and Peanuts cartoons.
Yeah, Dimitri has bad peanut allergies.
But he can actually eat real peanuts.
Yes, Dimitri loves him some peanuts, man.
You have a cousin who is a were-rabbit.
That is Antonio, and yeah, he is a were-rabbit.
Your cousin Lenny is a centaur.
Yeah, he is.
Not just a centaur, but a centaur with a horse top and a human bottom.
That is correct, Stone.
You told me about another cousin named Quincy.
With a face from his forehead to his ribcage.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Quincy, all right.
You also have a cousin who was born with his feet where his hands should be and hands where his feet should be.
Oh, you're talking about Angelo.
Ah, yes, Angelo. And he had a twin brother.
Hector.
And Hector's face was on the back of his head.
Yeah, man, you got a good memory, Stone.
People tend to remember these types of things, Felix.
See, that's flattering right there, Playboy. My family will be honored.
You had an uncle who smuggled a full-grown adult hyena in his rectum.
That was my Uncle Haywood, man. He smuggled a lot of different animals in his backside, Playboy.
And one of those animals was a hyena.
Yeah, but just that one time.
You also had a cousin Julius that was possessed by a demon.
I did, but that was not genetic, man.
Neither is hiding a hyena in one's backside, Felix.
Well, actually, it kind of is, man.
How's that?
Uncle Haywood, he had to have a big anus to fit a hyena, Playboy. Big anuses run on that side of the family.
Of course they do.
Like one time, my Aunt Tyra bent over to tie a shoe in front of a fan. Sounded like a foghorn.
A foghorn?
Yeah, my other Aunt Monica, she sat on a bar stool, slid all the way to the floor.
What?
The whole bar stool, man, disappeared just backside.
That's what I mean, Felix. Your family has some strange genetics. That's why I'm assuming that maybe one of your relatives was born with omphalocele, like the baby in Philadelphia.
Nah, man, all of our organs are on the inside.
Well, you've got that going for you, I suppose. In the meantime, doctors in Philadelphia say the young man born with omphalocele will have corrective surgery and should make a full recovery.
That is good news, man.
Agreed. Good luck to the young man. We will be back next hour.
Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video. It helps us a lot. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and social media pages at InAction News.
KISW.
Smith, D. Smith. Death. And now,
Dead. Fighting in the blue corner in half American flag, half Mexican flag trunks at a height of 6 feet, 2 inches, reach of 31.5 inches, weighing in at 244 pounds. The Executioner,
the Latin assassin, the bellying hammer, the manic Hispanic, the Count of Monte Fisto, Double R! That's my boy!
This is tough, Dan.
Teddy came right out forcing the issue. I got to be honest with you, Double R reeling up to that stiff left hand. A surprise up to this point. Huge surprise. But Double R, I tell you, if this goes more than one round, Double R is putting him on the canvas.
Yeah, it seems, Dan, that Ted's going all. He's going for it all now. But that could be a terrible strategy, as you said, later on.
They are wasting no time.
With Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Never good when a 69-foot sinkhole opens up in your backyard.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, when you stab your sister 10 times over a phone, you lose your family invite card. There's a clear winner when a train meets a bike. Police try to find the owner of a creepy puppet that you would not like. And today's rescued animal is a dog trapped in a storm drain. It's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story, we're going to Florida, where sibling rivalries know no bounds. The story goes that a young teenager emerged from her room one day to find her 26-year-old sister going through her phone. Reasonably upset about the situation, the two got into an altercation when she went to reclaim her phone. But the older sister, for whatever reason, became so incensed during the altercation that she armed herself with a knife and stabbed her little sister in the back as she ran for the door. She then continued her attack, stabbing her for several more times, stopping only when she pleaded for her life. She was arrested and just recently sentenced to 180 days in prison and 7 years probation.
Did you see how angry she looked in that mugshot?
Yes.
God, she looked like she was just pissed.
You're going through her phone. Why are you
the one who's
puffing
mad?
Your chest?
Yeah.
Right. Why are you stabbing her? And you get 180 days for trying to kill your sister?
I could not believe that was it.
You know what?
Damn.
You know what? To be fair, they tried to get her on attempted murder, but the judge dropped it. So I think that's why she's getting so little time.
Okay.
Now it's aggravated
Where'd
assault
she
or
stab
whatever. In the back. Oh. And then everywhere else.
That doesn't seem like attempted murder.
I don't know how
Her
she got
sister
those
was
charges
15.
dropped. Right. I don't know how those charges got dropped. The judge threw that part out. So it's got to be a plea deal. because I don't understand how you can stab somebody multiple times and it's not attempted murder.
Yeah.
Anywho, but that's why I'm not a judge, Ted. In other news, we go to Florida for a bad situation that could have been avoided. A 68-year-old bicyclist found his way into the news after he lost his patience waiting for traffic. He weaved around stopped cars as he made his way to a set of train tracks that he intended to cross. A detective that had happened to be at the scene attempted to get the attention of the bike rider, but he had already committed to crossing the tracks, looked the wrong way, and promptly made contact with the train that was rolling by at about 35 miles an hour. The crash knocked out power in the area and caused some heavy traffic delays, and yes, our man did not survive the incident.
Yeah.
I don't get it. You know, there's a reason why everybody stopped. There's crossbars, maybe not over the portion of the sidewalk that you tried to go over, but you can clearly see the crossbars are down. You're on a bicycle. Why in the world? I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, yeah.
It won't happen again for him.
Yeah, bad decision.
Fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's, you know, I hate to speak ill of those that have passed, but that. Down to St. Louis for an interesting crime spree. A local man was identified as the suspect who fraudulently stole a staggering number of tires from a local store. In his ruse, he allegedly would use several stolen or fraudulent credit cards to buy tires from the store. Before the payment went through, he would pick up a load of tires, and the credit card would inevitably decline the purchase. Luckily for the store, our boy used his own text now number in the first purchase and also used a truck from a previous job to take on a load of tires. In total, he's being accused of stealing more than $31,000 worth of tires, and he is due in court soon.
Wow.
From this one store, he's got to be
one store.
Him elsewhere.
I mean, come on, huh?
The fact that he got away with 31 grand, I don't know this situation because I don't know how you buy bulk tires, go load them all up, and then get out. You know
Also,
what I mean?
like who? If you don't own a trucking company or like who would need that? Like he's not.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who are you fencing these to?
Right. He's not a rental car place. Like where? I would have just been like, my man, what are you doing with all these tires?
Right. Stealing them.
Yeah, right. Like, do you even have an excuse?
No kidding. But it worked for him, I guess.
Sure.
He did it for a good long time. He got 31 grand out of it. So
stealing, if I'm that good, I would steal something else.
Right.
Move to priceless artwork or jewelry.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, you're stealing tires.
Put it on my fraudulent credit card. Still in Missouri, a local family has a chance to put in a pool. The resident tells local media that she noticed that her grass was sinking one night and reported a staggering 8-foot drop in her yard by morning that opened up quite a bit more the next day. Experts have ruled out a sinkhole in lieu of a coal shaft that collapsed underneath the yard. And after all the sinking subsided, the hole was measured at a massive 12 feet in diameter. And as far as depth, Ted, you know how deep it was.
69 feet?
69 feet. Federal funding is going to cover some repairs to the yard, which will include roughly 300 yards of concrete to fill that thing. And then they're going to put some topsoil and grass seed on her.
So it was not a sinkhole.
No.
It was an old mine shaft.
It was a coal shaft that collapsed, yes.
And where was it? Ohio? West Virginia?
Missouri.
Oh, all right.
I feel better about that.
Right.
A sinkhole, like, it's just going to keep growing. Correct. Mine shaft, you go, now we know where it is.
Right. At least that was some oversight. The Fed's going to cover it.
Sure.
So that helps. And there's not a doggone sinkhole under my yard. 69-footer, too.
God, man.
That's a lot.
That means your house is not on solid ground.
That's honestly, I was thinking the same thing.
More about the house.
Like, how in the world does that thing sink that far down?
It's going to keep opening up.
Yeah, there's other channels in there.
Yeah.
It is, but again, a sinkhole I know will keep getting bigger. And there's nobody, at least with the mine shaft, to me, should only be as wide as the shaft was.
Right. Yeah.
But is there other veins that they've dug underneath your home?
There might be, but I would think
issue.
if the Fed is going to cover this, the Fed has done their blueprint research.
Yeah, and they're hoping to have it done by the weekend.
Damn.
So, oh yeah, they're going to get on it quick.
Oh, now you can move fast.
But they got to put a team down there to go and make sure that the rest of it's secure, I would think.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Know what I mean? But just in case those stories have a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
We go to Arkansas for the latest rescue mission. A couple local boys were going about their day when they noticed something in a nearby storm drain, a dog that was peeking out from inside, somehow getting himself trapped. They alerted authorities who were able to remove a nearby manhole cover and extract the dog. They were able to reunite him with his family safe, sound, and unharmed, though it's not known how he became stuck inside the doggone drain. He found his way. Life, finds a way.
F up.
Men's Room Sports is playoff hockey on TNT tonight and baseball over on MLB Network. The Mariners wrapped up the series against the A's this afternoon, and in true Mariners fashion, they swept the doggone A's. So good job, boys. They hit the road tomorrow so that they can be back to host the Diamondbacks for a 3-game series that I'm sure they're going to get swept, but that'll be over the weekend when they get back home. As far as your weather, clear skies and a low of 54 tonight, open up to a partly cloudy skies tomorrow, and a high right around 78. It's going to be a hot one, baby. That's your headlines with that, Mike Hawkins.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Barbecue season kicks off tomorrow with the head chef at Ted's Meat and Potatoes, game known as Big Dummy as well. Lovely Jolene up in just seconds.
Yes, indeed. It's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.